cannot believe Marco and Lennox have been sneaking around. My own nephew, he lied to me.
My niece lied to me, too. How come I'm not freaking out?
I don't know. Painkillers?
He's built up a tolerance to those years ago. Hours ago.
It's different, okay? Marco made Lennox lie to you.
Made her? What, is he got some kind of hold on her?
Yes, honey, I keep telling you, all right? You are underestimating the power of a male with Longo blood. We can get a woman to do anything. Anything. The powers are limitless. Can you open the door here, please?
Okay, you know, I just think we should enjoy the beautiful night sky until your urge to murder passes.
Babe, I'm telling you, look, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna be under control. I'm not even gonna raise my voice. Trust me.
Okay. I didn't bring my keys.
Grab mine, they're in my pocket.
Yeah, I don't think your keys are in here.
I'm sorry, I meant the other pocket.
So you were just gonna let me feel around in there all day?
I was. Get in there.
Cool and calm?
Yo, cool and calm. Hello, love.
Mel, Joe, what are you guys doing home?
You scared me half to death. Great, now I'm gonna finish the other half. Calmly.
It's all good, it's okay, it's all right, as far as I can see, it's all good, it's okay, it's all right, I guess you're stuck with me.
I cannot believe my own nephew lied to my face. What, do you think I wasn't gonna find out? I got one question for you, Marco, just one. You think I'm stupid, or are you stupid?
I'm not stupid. That's two questions.
It's two questions.
Okay, come on, Marco. We don't have to listen to this.
Actually, you do.
Actually, they don't. They're adults.
Hey, just because you're adults doesn't mean it's right to lie to my face.
You want to punch me? Go ahead.
Okay, no. Hitting him isn't gonna change the way I feel about him.
I know that, but I would feel better.
Joe, hitting doesn't solve anything, right?
All right, fine. No one's gonna hit anyone. Marco knows what he was doing was wrong. Otherwise, why would he be keeping it a secret?
I'm the one who wanted to keep it a secret. I wasn't sure about us, but now I am. Aww.
Hold on. This is not an awe.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
I don't know. It's pretty close.
Uncle Joe, I know you think I'm just a mook from Jersey and she's out of my league, but there is nothing you can do to hold back true like. See how I didn't say love? I know you want to take this thing slow, and I respect that.
I don't get it. What could you two possibly have in common? Oh, jeez.
Why don't you guys give me and Joe a minute? Okay, I'm just relieved this is out in the open. Come on, Marco, we'll be up in my room.
Keep your door open. I mean, close it. I don't know what I want.
Joe, I think you handled that as well as you could.
Yeah, it's a big victory. Lennox is upstairs in her bedroom right now with a player.
Lennox is a grown woman. She's gonna do what she wants to do.
Wow. I'm powerless. I am completely powerless. These guns, they have no firing pin.
Oh, you're back. Listen, this boy asked me out on a date tomorrow night. I won't be too late. You see that? First week at a new school and Danny's already making friends. Isn't that great?
It's awesome. You're not going.
But I already said yes.
Oh, you already said yes? Oh, well, now, in that case, you're not going.
Why?
Why? You want a reason? All right. Look, I actually have a very good one. Now, look, it's a little complicated, but here it is. 'Cause I said so.
Oh, you're such a dictator! Wow, first Lennox is mad at you, now Danny. I'm sorry, Joe.
You kidding? That felt great. Firing pin is coming back.
Hey, look at this. The monster truck rally's in town.
Ugh, can you imagine people actually go to that crap?
Did I mention I welded the cage to the Crushmobile at the Northeast Monster Truck-O-Rama? And we won most bodacious.
That's impressive.
Don't worry, I'm sure there's tons of things we can find to do together.
Hey, Amelia just asked if I could go to the movies with her tonight. Can you take me? Oh, happy to. Yeah, now that I got my cast off, that's the kind of wonderful thing I can do. I can also do this. Wow, now you're not just cool Aunt Mel, you're cool stepmom Mel. I am. I need to update my Twitter bio. You are much cooler than Joe. I know, but don't tell him. He can't handle the truth. That's a reference? Never mind.
Hey, I bet there's tons of movies that we could see.
Oh, yeah, of course there are. Oh, I really want to see this French film, La Tristesse de ma mère. Means the sadness of my mother.
If his mother's a robot, I'm in. But you know what I hear is also cool? Zeke the talking donkey. Check out the ad.
Zeke, the dirtiest ass in Cleveland.
Get it?
I wish it didn't.
Oh, okay. Maybe we should just give up, huh?
What? No. Hold on. How about this one? Hang the Iron Lantern. It's a documentary about a local sculptor, Thorndike Wells. He makes art, which I like, and his sculptures are made of metal, which you, as a welder, would enjoy. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Are you lying?
Yeah. But seriously, if you're interested, I'm interested. But if that art movie sold out, the donkey movie, 3D. So when Zeke burps, your hair blows back.
Thorndike Wells is such a genius. I mean, to spend 3 years working on that one sculpture?
I don't know what he was doing all that time. Me and my boys could have that thing knocked out in a weekend.
No, he was creating something of incredible symbolic complexity.
Whatever. The welds sucked. Drippy, uneven. He is not getting into the union with sloppy work like that.
Hey, Lennox.
Xander, you know Marco.
Yeah, we've met.
So, that's new.
Oh, yeah. Well, after you broke up with me, my roommates thought it wise to hide all the razor blades. So, voila.
So the movie, was that incredible or what?
Yeah, Thorndike Wells is a genius.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna be signing copies of his book in the lobby.
I know. I'm actually working up the courage to reintroduce myself to him. Had an interview with him last week to be an intern in his art studio.
Excuse me, I'm gonna go make some art in the men's room. If I run into Thorndike, I'll tell him what's wrong with his welds.
It's a good plan. I'm sure he'll love that. So, you two are officially going out, huh?
We are.
Good. Good. Question. When you take him to a movie like this, do you have to explain it to him in like little tiny words?
It's not nice to talk behind someone's back.
No, I know, but you know, if I said it to his face, he'd punch me.
Hey, Danny, great. I thought your dad wouldn't let you come out on a date.
My dad has no idea. Luckily, my stepmom's easy to scam.
Joaquin and Dash are getting us some popcorn. They'll be right back.
Hiya. What are you doing here? You were just supposed to drop me off. Oh, well, I saw the poster. I didn't know this was a Zeke movie. I love that talking donkey. You know, he really speaks his mind. Anyway, if it's awkward for your girlfriends to see me, I can sit a few rows back. Oh, that was weird. A totally random boy just handed me popcorn for absolutely no reason. Is this a date? No!
It's a double date.
Thanks! Don't tell Joe. He can't handle the truth. Did I say it right? Danny, your dad told you no dating. Yeah, but clearly that ship has sailed. Okay, I can't leave you here with these boys. That would be like lying to Joe. I've It's not that hard. Joe and I are a team. I can't go behind his back. But what about me? It'll be totally embarrassing if I just leave. Come on, you were 13 once. Not that long ago. Uh-huh, yeah, like I'm gonna fall for that. How long ago do you think? If my stepmom drags me out of here, the humiliating photos will be all over the internet before I leave the lobby. My life at my new school will be totally ruined. Okay, but Joe never finds out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'll wait for you in the lobby. But when this movie gets out, you are getting a hickey check. What's a hickey? Nice try.
Morning.
Hey.
Danny must be pretty mad at me.
Kids, huh?
Yeah, well, she didn't even say goodnight to me. You guys got home from the movies last night. I'll tell you, her dad says she can't date, and all of a sudden I'm a monster. That's the price you pay for being a tough parent.
Yep.
I gotta tell you, honey, it really means the world to me that you have my back on this one, because now I know you and I are truly teammates.
Yep.
And I just want to apologize in advance, because in about a minute, Danny's gonna come bounding down those stairs, and she's gonna be throwing a whole bunch of teenage attitude our way.
Good morning, everyone. Did you see the sky outside? Oh, it's so beautiful. It's like a screensaver. Hashtag no filter.
Hey, kiddo. How did you and the girls enjoy the talking donkey movie?
Oh, so stupid. I loved it.
Wow. You see what I did?
What?
I just parented the crap out of her. Mel confirms what I always thought. Even with kids today, a good old-fashioned dose of vitamin N still works.
Vitamin N?
Yeah, the word no. Administer as needed. Up high, teammate.
Yep.
Hey,
Hey.
so here are this week's drawings for Cassandra.
Oh, great, thanks. I'm glad that even though we broke up, we can work together on our web series.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you know who else I might be working with pretty soon? I can only tell you his initials. It's renowned American sculptor Thorndike Wells.
Wait, you got the internship?
Well, no, not quite. It's down to me and one other guy.
Oh, well, there's no way that other dwarf is 1/10 as talented as you. You're totally getting this internship.
Well, you can't be too sure, especially since the other dwarf is me.
What?
Excuse me, what? I'm sorry.
Yeah. After the screening, I wound up standing beside Thorndike at the urinals. I told him what I thought of his lame pipe. Then I clarified and explained I was referring to his shoddy welds.
Okay, so the other guy's you. But you're
Someone Mr. Wells said he could learn a lot from. I gotta go call my mom. She's gonna be so proud.
Oh my God. I can't believe he's doing this to me.
Xander, he's not doing anything to you.
Are you blind, Lennox? Your boyfriend is totally screwing both of us. In very different ways.
If you guys don't need any more help, I have some extra credit homework I want to get to.
Oh, yeah, we can take care of the rest. You are excused. Amazing. Huh? I mean, from a single seed of discipline comes an entire forest of good behavior. And we thought we were going to have trouble with that one.
Oh, boy, were we wrong.
Yeah. I'll tell you, honey, I think this parenting victory calls for a little celebration. Yesterday, when I was at the hardware store, I bought a party bulb off the impulse rack. It's in my nightstand. Why don't you,
Run upstairs and flip it on?
Yeah, you will. Oh, hey, Dan, you left your phone on the table, sweetie. Can't wait for our next double date. Thank your cool stepmom for making it possible. Joaquin. Dead man Joaquin.
I got you some frozen yogurt.
Why do you want to work for Thorndike Wells?
Some girls would just say, I'm so lucky to have a boyfriend who brings me frozen treats.
I can't figure it out. Why all of a sudden someone who has no interest in art wants so badly to work for this artist?
Doesn't matter anymore. Gallery just texted me. Xander got the job. You were right. I couldn't compete with an actual artist.
Wow. You really wanted that job. But how come? I mean, you'd be a glorified gopher and you're not even interested in art.
But you are. And then maybe we'd have a little more in common. Besides that.
I wasn't sure if your motives were pure. Turns out your motives were awesome.
Really doesn't bother you that our interests are so different?
No, of course not. And I bet with time I could learn to love monster trucks.
Really?
Yes.
Are you lying?
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you at all, but now that you're here.
Mel, before we go any further,
Oh, right, I almost forgot. Janelle in zoning got really into 50 Shades of Grey, and now she wants everyone to be as twisted as she is. And I think it would be rude not to use her Secret Santa gift.
listen, honey, I appreciate all the trouble that you went to, but we really need to talk.
Oh, right, we cannot go any further without a safe word.
How about stepmom? Or maybe double date? Or, oh, wait a minute, here's my favorite. My wife lied to me.
This does not sound like foreplay.
I told Danny she couldn't date, and you took her out to meet a boy?
Okay, look, it all started very innocently. I was trapped, handcuffed, if you will. And speaking of which, what's in here?
Stop it, all right? Don't distract me with your sexcessories, okay? And you know what? Will you take that silly mask off, please? Because I feel like I'm being hit on by Batman.
Okay, look. I didn't know that there was gonna be a boy there until after we got there. Besides, it was just a movie.
Just a movie? Half my neighborhood would conceive during just a movie.
Joe, if I dragged her out of there in front of her friends, she would have been humiliated. You were 13 once. Not as recently as me, but...
Mel, we are husband and wife. We are teammates. I understand you had to make a tough call in the heat of the moment, but why didn't you tell me afterwards?
There was a very good reason.
Well?
Look, you know how Lennox and Marco didn't come to you when they started dating?
Because they know it was wrong.
Or maybe they were worried about how you'd react.
I reacted fine. No one got hit.
Joe, I would love it if we could set the bar a little higher than no one got hit.
Hey, what does Marco and Lennox have to do with us anyway?
Okay. Now, if I tell you this, you promise you won't fly off the handle.
Yes, honey, come on. You can tell me anything.
Here goes. Joe, you're not always that easy to talk to.
Me? What? That is insane. Really important for me to hear. I do that a lot.
What's a lot? Yeah, constantly.
So people are afraid to tell me things because of how I might react. That explains a lot.
What?
When I was a kid and my mom told me there was no Santa Claus, she had my Uncle Sal there, the cop. It was a good call. I didn't take it well.
Well, Joe, I still love you. All of you. You know, even the overreacty, angry parts.
It's not all anger, Mel. A lot of it is, fear, actually. I was afraid Lennox was gonna get hurt, and there was nothing I could do about it. Danny's even younger than that, and I gotta tell you...
You were worried she'd get hurt?
No, I'm worried I'm gonna be a grandfather. Thanks for letting me know that my parental concern can look a little scary at times.
You're welcome. And I should have come straight out and told you what I did for Danny.
So wait a minute. In other words, you were,
Really? You're gonna make me say it?
I'm just saying, you know, you went to all this trouble for a romantic evening. This could really get the night going.
I was... wrong.
Oh, God, that does it to me.
So wrong. Mistaken. Incorrect.
I am not withholding anything from you tonight. So, I start tomorrow as Thorndyke's new intern. You know, answering phone calls, running errands, plunging the occasional toilet. Doesn't sound very glamorous, but I'm really excited.
Well, I'm sure you will be working side by side with him in his studio in no time.
Oh, no. No, he made it very clear nobody touches the art but Mr. Wells.
Hey, guys.
Hey, babe.
Oh, hey. Hey, you know, sorry about that job. Better luck next time, right?
Yeah, maybe it just wasn't the job for you, but I know there will be other opportunities that fit you perfectly.
That is exactly what Thorndyke said when he told me I wasn't gonna get that gopher job. But then, a funny thing happened. He just called and asked if I want to help out in his studio pouring metal and doing the welding. I'm gonna be his new apprentice.
So you're gonna touch the art? You're just gonna do that?
His exact words were, Marco, I want you by my side as I create.
Well, didn't this just work out great for everybody?
Hey, family.
I thought you were at Glenn's house. What are you doing home?
Oh, I'm not really here. I just came to pick up my toothbrush.
You've been gone for 3 days and you just now realized you didn't have your toothbrush?
Yeah, I was using Glenn's, but then it wore out.
Well, look, why don't you just stay for dinner?
Joe made pot roast.
Ooh, I love your pot roast. This is gonna be so good at 3 in the morning. All right, I'll see you guys. Love ya.
Whoa, hey, wait a minute, man. You can't take the whole thing. Yo, right?
How is that love? He took the pot roast. That was gonna be my breakfast.
Well, maybe this will tide you over.
Don't worry about it, all right? That pot roast is not gonna last forever. He'll be back. Ooh, somebody smells good.
Oh, yeah, that's my new shampoo. It's cruelty-free.
You sure about that? Because it's killing me.
Hey, there are impressionable young children here.
And horrified young adults.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize there were so many sensitive young people here in the kitchen. I'll tell you what, we're gonna leave the rest of the dishes to you all, and Mel and I are gonna say good night.
Oh, more like a great night.
Yeah.
Don't they know married people aren't supposed to do it anymore?
I'm glad we're not married.
Ugh, I'm surrounded.
It's all good, it's okay, it's all right, as far as I can see, it's all good, it's okay, it's all right, I guess you're stuck with me.
Woo! Yeah! All right.
Joe.
What? Wow, honey, no, all I'm saying is that if that didn't just make a baby, I don't know what will.
What are you talking about? I'm on birth control.
You what? Hey, we're married now. I mean, I don't know, I assumed that you know, pulled the goalie.
Hold the goal. Oh. Nope. My goalie is still in the game, playing every period, swatting away your little pucks right now.
We said I do. I thought I do meant I do not use birth control anymore.
I said I wanted to start a family soon, not now.
I see. Soon. Not now. So soon then. Well, what's soon? I mean, is that like, I don't know, 10 minutes? Because I could easily be ready by then. Come on. You've seen it happen.
Joe, look, we're newlyweds. You know, we should spoil each other. Take some time for ourselves and our careers and not worry about the pressure to have kids.
Okay. All right, fine. Yeah, cool. No more pressure from me. Although we did just go into overtime. Maybe your goalie needs a break?
Sander, what's up? We were supposed to start working on Cassandra half an hour ago.
I'm sorry, I know I was running errands for my boss, the esteemed Thorndyke Wells, but I'm here now, and I promise no more interruptions. Oh. Hello, Mr. Thorndyke Wells. Yeah, he makes me call him that. Uh-huh, yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely, I will be right there.
Well, you know, it is kind of cool the way he relies on you for everything. You're the go-to guy for the great artists.
Yeah, go to the dry cleaners. Go to the supermarket. Go to the drugstore and pick up maxi pads for his menstruating collie, Frida. It's all going to my head.
Hey, sorry I'm late. Went and grabbed a beer with Thorndike. Wow, is he a yapper. Couldn't get Thorny to shut up.
Sorry, Thorny.
Yeah, he makes me call him that.
And you got to go out drinking with him. I had to take his dog to the groomers to get her nails clipped.
That was my idea. Oh, clickety-clacking all over the studio was driving me crazy.
Oh, good. I don't work for Thorndike. I work for Marco.
Technically, you work for the dog. Well, I'm hitting the shower.
Okay, Xander, look, I'm sorry. This sucks, but, oh, I know it'll cheer you up, though. There's a Basquiat exhibit at the museum. Let's go tonight.
Yeah, you know what? I'd like that. But it has to be after Frida's evening walk. Thorny makes me document all of her poops.
Wait, I thought you weren't allowed to call him that.
I'm documenting dog poop. Please let me have Thorny.
There's my beautiful bride. Got you something.
Ooh, is it diamonds?
No, it is not diamonds.
That's okay.
Oh, great, you're all here. Guess who finally figured out what he wants to do with his life?
You?
Did I tell you already?
No.
Okay, great, because here it is. I'm gonna move to Louisiana to volunteer for AmeriCorps. I'm gonna become a teacher's assistant.
You know, I actually hear that's a great organization, but don't you need to know something before you teach it?
Yeah, where did this sudden desire to volunteer come from?
I've always said I wanted to help people.
When?
You wouldn't even give me a ride to school.
Okay, maybe I never said it out loud, but I was thinking it.
Oh, if you're going to Louisiana, can I have your room?
Sure. You see? Helping people.
Thanks.
No, nobody's getting anybody's rooms. Ryder, listen, I know you think you have a good idea here, but you really don't. And let me tell you why.
Listen, Joe, I gotta go.
No, buddy. Listen. This is only gonna take like 2 minutes.
More like 2 hours. I'm out of here.
Yeah, wait for me. Oh, I hate being a grown-up.
Listen, dude, there are so many reasons why you should go to college, okay?
Yeah.
To start with.
Should I sit down for this?
I'm gonna.
Lennox, it's payday, and you and I are going out. Pick any place you want to go.
Oh, I'm going to the museum with Xander.
So you have a date with your ex-boyfriend.
What? No, it's not a date. We're just going to dinner and then to an art exhibit. I mean, it's not like we're gonna be making out.
So it's a bad date.
He needs someone to cheer him up.
Okay, here's a crazy idea. He gets his own girlfriend and stays away from mine.
Oh, is this a jealousy thing?
Oh, please. Is Batman jealous of Charlie Brown?
Okay, Marco, you don't understand.
No, I understand a lot. You're over him, but he is not over you, and you're not helping him by leading him on.
Okay, but it's not a date.
And this is not me walking out the door. See? I could put a knot before stuff, too.
So, to sum up, we have job prospects, okay, social growth, financial independence, all right? But listen, the most important reason that you need to go to college is because we're not gonna be paying for anything else unless you do.
Look, Aunt Mel, Joe, this is gonna be very, very good for me, all right? Glenn's cousin is in the program, too, and we're going to New Orleans together.
Ryder, you left me in the car without the keys. I can't even listen to the radio. Did you forget about me?
No, never, Juliet. Oh, guys, this is Juliet.
Oh, are you by any chance Glenn's cousin? Uh-huh. How'd you know? I took a shot.
Well, listen, we gotta go. Juliet has a yoga class, and I'm gonna watch.
This is not over. We're gonna talk more about this later, man.
Okay, sure thing. Sure
See ya.
thing.
Don't worry. Once this fling fizzles out, he'll be back here in no time, playing video games and eating like a bear before hibernation.
Bears remember their toothbrush.
Hey. I believe you mentioned a little gift when you walked in.
Wait a minute. Let me give this to you, okay? All right, now, about last night, I know I got caught up in the whole emotion of the moment, talking about babies and stuff, but just want to let you know I understand your point of view, so I got you this.
Aww. A hockey player?
No, that's a goalie. It's birth control.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It is. Look, this is my way of saying you can keep the goalie in the game for as long as you need to. No more baby pressure from me.
Aww. Hey, Mel. Hey.
Mel, look who wanted to stop by for dinner. Nate and Jillian. Oh, and the baby they made.
What a precious baby.
Isn't this great, Mel? Nate and Jillian just wanted to stop by.
You asked us to come over.
Let's not quibble over the details.
Joe, can I talk to you for just one little sec?
Me? Yeah, sure. What do you? Me?
You asked them to come over here so they could throw that little ball of joy and wonder right in my face.
What kind of guy would I be if I invited Nate and Jillian over here and I didn't also invite their little baby?
This little baby ambush of yours isn't gonna work. You're so cute. You're so cute. Oh, you're a cute little ball of joy and wonder. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Wonder noses. Nosy, 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 nosy. Nosy, 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 nosy.
Well, I got Frida her tampons, picked some fleas off her butt. Then to thank me, she licked my face. Hello.
Lila, this is Xander.
Hello.
I work for a dog.
Xander, this is my friend Lila, and I was just showing her your amazing drawings. She's a film major and has great visual sense.
Yeah, these are interesting.
Oh, cool.
The way you intentionally make your images look flat and static.
Flat and static. That's just what every artist loves to hear.
Oh, you're one of those.
Sorry, one of what?
You just want to hear how great you are.
Excuse me. Could I talk to you for just a quick second? Who's the freak?
Lila's nice.
Yeah, I'm not getting that.
Okay, I'm trying to fix you up, Xander. I can't be spending all this time with you. I have a boyfriend, and you need to find a girlfriend. And I think you and Lila have a lot in common.
Yeah, she looks fun.
Oh, and this is perfect timing. She just went through a phase with women, and she's working her way back to guys.
So what, I'm the rest stop on her highway back to men?
Just give her a chance.
Fine. I'll ask the beautiful bisexual girl out, but I'm only doing this for you.
Who's a big boy? Who's a big boy? Hey, if he's getting too heavy, I can take him back. No, I got him. I got him. Get me.
You know, Mel, you're gonna have to give the baby back eventually, or else they're gonna press charges.
Yeah, but we haven't even seen the bunny outside yet. He does love bunnies. Oh, good. Bye-bye. Oh, it's so nice to have my boobs back to myself, even for only a few minutes.
Yeah, I forgot what they look like without a baby attached.
Look at you two making jokes.
There hasn't been a lot of joking lately, which is fine, because since I had the baby, whenever I laugh, I pee a little.
Yeah, she's gone through more diapers than the kid has.
Oh, come on, guys. But you brought this, precious little baby into the world.
Yeah, Joe, don't get us wrong. We love,
Eddie,
yeah.
you have no idea what it's like.
We're not trying to scare you, but having a baby ruins every part of your life. I'm so sleep deprived. I had lunch with my boss, and afterwards I tried to burp him.
Yeah, but now that you had the baby, don't you feel like it's, brought you guys closer together?
Yeah, like cellmates, except we don't have sex.
Uh-oh.
You thinking of having kids, Joe?
Yeah. Absolutely.
As a new father, let me give you some advice. Don't.
Nate, come on. You and Jillian are such a great couple. I mean, all right, so you're going through some tough times, but romance is gonna come back, man.
Will it, Joe?
Will it?
Name one couple whose sex life came back after they had kids.
Nate, there are tons. There are millions, all right? Just because I can't think of any right now doesn't mean... Oh, I got one. Nope. They're divorced. Hey, Mel. Did you see how beat Nate and Jillian look tonight? Whew. I'll tell you, having a baby's a big deal. It's certainly not a decision you want to take lightly, huh?
Hey, handsome. Take a good look at this nightgown, because it won't be on for long.
Oh, yeah. You know, oh, honey, you know what? Let's just slow things down just a little bit, because you know what? You were making some great points last night, and, you know, we really have no need to rush into anything.
Uh-huh. I'm not using birth control.
No, listen, babe, I don't want to make you do anything that you're not ready to do.
Oh, I'm ready. Put a baby in me, Longo.
You're intoxicated, okay? You've been sniffing baby head all night long.
Take your pants off now.
What? No, hey, no, stop it. Listen to me. Did you not see Nate and Jillian? Please don't come any closer. Please, listen, honey, they're miserable. They're miserable, okay? Absolutely miserable. They're exhausted. They can't control their bladders. They don't even have sex anymore.
Babe, there's no reason that would happen to us.
It happens to everyone. Sex and romance die after you have a baby.
That's not true. Look at my parents. They had plenty of sex after they had children.
Yeah, but not with each other.
Bad example.
So give me a good example then, all right? Give me one couple whose romance survived having a baby. Look at that. Look at that. You can't even give me one.
Franklin and Gretel.
Who?
Yeah, I work with them down at City Hall. He's in parking, she's in permits. They have 11 kids and they can't keep their hands off each other.
Did you make them up?
What does that have to do with anything?
Hey, listen, before we get started working on Cassandra, I just want to say that I am so sorry about Lila. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking trying to fix you guys up.
Are you kidding me? She's awesome. We've been out 4 times.
I introduced you 2 days ago.
Yeah, we hit it off several times. And I can say with total confidence that Lila's definitely back on the man train. A choo-choo! Yeah, in fact, she got her commuter pass, and that entitles her to 2 rides a day.
Okay, you don't need to tell me everything, but it sounds like she is perfect for you.
Oh, you know, nothing's perfect. She's a bit full of herself at times and a little controlling, but apparently that's what I like in girls.
Gotcha. All right, let's get to work. Where's your computer?
Oh, yeah, that's what I actually came here to tell you. I can't work with you on Cassandra anymore.
What? Why not?
Well, Lila doesn't want me spending time with an ex. She thinks it's weird.
Does this mean that Cassandra's over forever?
Well, I wouldn't say forever, but, you know, Lila did.
Xander, how can you agree to something like this?
Well, it's a new relationship. Sometimes you gotta...
Pretend you're okay with ridiculous demands when you're really not?
Exactly. See, I knew you'd understand. All right, so I'll see you later. Well, you know, probably not, but maybe.
What was all that about?
Well, I fixed Xander up with Lila, and now he's got a girlfriend, and I've lost a collaborator. And a friend.
I'm sorry. I am trying to make my face look sad, but I can't.
Hey,
Hey.
Where is everybody?
Oh, the kids went down to the yogurt shop to see how many free samples they could get before they get thrown out.
Oh. Well, they'll never beat Ms. 24. Hey, Joe, I need you to take a look at this contract for me.
Yeah, okay. I'll look at this. But first, I think we should finish our whole Franklin and Gretel conversation from last night.
I told you I made them up.
I know, honey, but I just, you know, I want to settle things.
Trust me, just read this.
Okay, fine. Proposed contract between Mel Burke and Joe Longo to preserve sex and romance once they have children. I'm intrigued.
Keep reading.
I, Mel Burke, hereafter referred to as One Hot Mama, make the following promises to Joe Longo, hereafter referred to as Sugar Pecs. Sugar Pecs?
Okay, look, the nickname's negotiable.
No, I'm okay with it. I promise never to stop saying I love you, no matter how tired I am or how many poopy diapers I've changed.
And take a look at paragraph 4, subsection B, which covers lap dances, French kisses, and the standard Friday night striptease.
I have no objections.
Okay, and I can't wait. Turn to page 5.
Page 5.
That's where it gets really fun.
Okay. Oh, there's pictures. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Honey, this is very sweet of you to write up this contract, but there's just no precedent here. I mean, if nobody else has been able to keep things hot after having kids, what makes you think that we can?
Well, there is one couple who's managed to defy the odds, you know. One couple who, you know, fought endlessly for 3 years but still managed to fall in love. The couple we've been looking for to inspire us, it's us. You really need to think about that?
I'm not thinking about it. I'm just taking a moment here so I can choke out a sentence without tearing up because what you just said was so freaking beautiful.
So, can I get your signature on this?
Yes, you got it. All right? Oh, and, honey, I think that, maybe we should try a little, page 5, section D right now.
Even with a pulled goalie?
Babe, it's section D. We both know that's not gonna get anybody pregnant. But you know what, if you'd rather, why don't we start with the basics? We could, go to good old reliable, maybe section A.
Well, if we do that, one of us, the one with lady parts, could get pregnant. You ready for that?
Ready? I'm not sure, but what the hell? Wait, hold on a minute. I wanna make sure I'm doing this right. Okay.
Yeah, wait.
Are you serious? How am I supposed to, how?
Hey, guys, I just got a text from Ryder. He wants to video chat with us.
What? Can't he just come home? I mean, Glenn's house is 10 blocks away. How lazy is he?
Well,
Oh, right, it's Ryder.
whatever. All right, look, let's just take this opportunity to set him straight, but nicely. You have to spend at least 1 year in college, and then you can join AmeriCorps.
Okay, yeah, but we have to make him feel like it's his decision, not ours.
Yes, exactly. All right, team.
All right.
Team. You.
Yeah,
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up, man?
All right,
What do you-
listen up, Beavis. You're not doing AmeriCorps, because Juliet, goodbye, leave Glenn's house, and get your ass to college.
Though she wasn't very tactful, we agree with Lennox. We'd like you to come back from Glenn's house now.
I really can't because I'm kind of in New Orleans.
Please tell me that's a New Orleans themed restaurant in Ohio.
No, good old New Orleans, Louisiana. The Big Apple. Well, I hopped a plane with Juliet, and I'm here to help the children. Can you guys send me some of my underwear and my video games?
I cannot believe you, Ryder.
Yeah, I can't believe you forgot your video games.
Oh, don't worry about me. We went to see a voodoo psychic, and everything is gonna be fine.
Oh, I feel so much better. Sorry, the town hall meeting ran late. We had to vote 6 times on whether or not some old lady could prune her shrubbery to look like Aphrodite and Adonis hitting it doggy style.
How'd the vote go?
Well, let's just say the school district is gonna have to reroute their buses. But the important thing is, I am here for us all to video chat with Ryder and wish him a happy 18th birthday!
Would you like me to,
Yes, activate, computer, go!
Well, if you're gonna charm me.
Where's Danny? We all wrote the birthday song together. We all have to sing it to him.
I'll invite her. Yo, Danny! What, my family, that's a formal invitation.
If this is about the math test, I have a totally legitimate explanation.
What math test?
Exactly. What math test?
Danny, oh, it's connecting. We got Ryder in New Orleans.
Hey, guys.
Hey!
What's happening?
Oh, call failed. That's a relief. Thought Ryder had a stroke. Joe, make the internet work.
Okay, calm down, Mel, all right? Look, video chats never go through the first time. Or the 9th time.
10. But who's counting?
It's all good, it's okay, it's all right, as far as I can see, it's all good, it's okay, it's all right, I guess you're stuck with me.
You know, when you watch 24, there's never a glitch with their video calls.
Maybe it's because they have that awesome pretend internet. I actually think I figured out a way that we can reach Ryder, though.
Oh, good. What do I do?
We're gonna call him on the phone.
But then I won't be able to see him and witness that moment when he transitions from boy to man.
Yeah, honey, I think that's already happened, and luckily we weren't there to witness that. Look, I know it's a big deal to you. It's his birthday, but we can just call him on the phone. That's just as good as a video call.
You're right. The phone call's fine. I'm sorry. Give me a kissy, big stud. Or maybe I'll just wave. And maybe instead of sex, we can just high five.
Honey, look, I know how much this means to you, but we tried. I tried Skype, I tried FaceTime. I don't know what else to do. You know what? Okay, maybe it's the router. You know what? I'll unplug it, we can reset it. We'll see what happens. It should take like 3 minutes.
3 minutes? That's forever. What are we gonna do for 3 minutes?
We could hard-boil an egg. Or, we could have some sex.
Is it just me, or since marriage, has your game gone way downhill?
Lennox, can I get a little advice?
Wait, you're asking me for advice? You grew up on the road with rock bands. I thought you knew everything.
I know what Gene Simmons looks like in Spanx, but I don't know anything about boys under 60.
Okay, that's an image I don't need, but I'm all ears.
Well, I texted this boy about, hanging out, and he hasn't texted me back. So when I text him again, what should I say?
Don't say anything, because you don't want to look like a desperate freak, and there is no recovering from the double text.
How do you know?
It happened to me. It was a long time ago. It was a flip phone.
A what?
Can we plug it in now?
No, it's only been 2 minutes and 17 seconds, okay? The barometric pressure is 29.9. Oh, and it's almost lunchtime in Jakarta. I love my watch.
Guess what? Danny just came to me for advice, and I gave it to her. Now I know the satisfaction you feel when you give me advice.
Oh, honey, I don't give you advice for the feeling of satisfaction. I give it to you for the feeling of superiority.
No, it's just for the first time I feel like I know what it means to have a little sister.
Oh, this is so wonderful. I've mentored you into becoming a mentor.
Wow. How did you manage to make this about you so quickly?
Someday I'll teach you. How about now?
This is not a toaster, honey, all right? This is a precision piece of electronic equipment. Okay. All right, ready? 6, 5, 4, 3. Close enough. Oh, okay, here we go. And the internet is back to full trickle? What? I don't get it.
Well, you did everything you could. I mean, no one could have done any more. Except maybe a professional, which is why I think it wouldn't be a bad thing right now to call Jiffy Nerds.
The guys in the orange smart cars?
Joe, they're professional nerds. Any car they get in is gonna be smart.
I can fix this myself, Mel.
Joe, darling, tender Joe, I love you. And even if you can't fix everything in the house, I will still love you.
That's the cruelest thing you've ever said to me.
Oh, hey, you guys, I just text Ryder, and he's going out with his friends later, but he's home right now, so we can just text him happy birthday.
Lennox, do not go there.
Text him? Happy birthday?
Too late.
Why don't we just get some candles and stick them in some dog poo? Because that's the same thing as cake, right?
Hey, Ryder will eat almost anything.
Okay, we're not doing this by phone or by text. We're gonna be talking to our loved one on the big computer screen, all of us, face to virtual face. Any questions? The answer is no.
I think I found out what the problem is. I just need to update our operating system.
Well, how long will that take?
Faster than a nerd can get here in a smart car, baby. There we go. All right, download will be complete in 5 minutes. You're welcome. Oh, 3 minutes. Yeah, I'm awesome. 12 minutes. 2 hours. 300 hours?
How's it going up? Joe, do something!
I'm trying. Abort. Interrupt script. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, hey! I got it. Okay, I just stopped the download.
Well, congratulations, Jack Bauer. And this helps us how?
How? Because now we definitely know it's the router, honey. And if there's one thing I know about routers, it's... routers, trust me.
Of course I trust you. Hello? Jiffy Nerds? I need you right now. My name is... You already know my name? And my address? Wow, you guys are good. Wow, looks like somebody threw a teeny tiny hand grenade at your router.
Yeah, well, dust can really foul up fragile equipment like this, so I should have us up and running very soon.
Well, that is one thing I'm sure of. Because of what you're doing here. I am so lucky to have you.
You know, a man is nothing without a good woman right by his side.
Well, that's where I am, right here by your side. Gotta go.
You called. We heard. Your problem will be cured. I'm a Jiffy nerd.
Oh, good, you're here. Thank you for coming around the back.
No problem.
We're trying to make a video call, and it's not working, and my husband thinks he can fix it himself.
Oh, we get that all the time. In fact, most of our business is husbands fixing things. Has it been thrown against a wall in frustration yet?
My husband or the computer? They're both fine, for now.
Where's the computer?
In the living room.
Okay.
Whoa, where do you think you're going?
I find it helps if I'm in the same room as the machine.
I just want a video chat with my nephew. Today is his 18th birthday, at least for another 23 minutes.
And you want to be able to talk to him on his actual birthday.
Thank you. Look, we had a connection for a second, but then the screen froze.
What did it look like?
Like this.
No, I mean, was the image pixelated? Was it just black? I should really see what's on the display.
No problem. I'll be right back.
Ma'am, it's cold out here.
What? You must be anemic. It's like a sauna out here. Just warm yourself on the dryer exhaust. Look at you fixing a computer. Can I get a picture?
Me fixing the computer?
Well, in the old days, a man would be raising a barn or killing a bear. These are the moments women cherish.
Knock yourself out, babe. What do you want to take it? Go. You know, you don't have to be in every picture you take. Honey.
Here you go. Everything you need. Fix it.
It's a photo of you.
There's a computer there, too.
I can't do anything with this. Should I even ask if I can scan the computer for viruses? Ugh. Press Control F7 and that will run the built-in antivirus scan.
I'm all over it.
Mel, check it out. I hardwired the router, so we should have a perfect signal.
You fixed it?
Well, yeah, but I'll know for sure as soon as I'm done reinstalling video chat.
Oh, okay. Well, in the meantime, how about I just reach in here and press Control F7?
Oh, wait. Control F7? What are you insinuating? That my computer has a virus?
Of course not.
I keep my computer clean, Mel. I gotta tell you something, I'm shocked. And a little hurt.
All right. I'm sorry.
Back off! All right, look, you either trust me on this or you don't trust me on this.
Well, if those are my only two options, then I trust you.
I was hoping the memory of heat would warm me.
He wouldn't let me touch the computer. What do you usually do next?
Come inside.
Hey, Danny. You know, until you came along, the closest I got to having a little sister was when Ryder went through his brony phase. So I wanted to say that I think it's pretty cool that you came to me for some big sister to little sister advice.
Yum.
And I think it was pretty good advice. You know about not texting that boy.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are you texting that boy? I said no double texting. No, give me the phone.
Ladies, take your pillow fight upstairs. I have a ticking clock here.
Get down! Josh nibbling, I knew it. You know what? I am keeping this until your crazy texting urge passes.
Okay, you're right. If it makes you feel any better, I didn't even hit send. So can I please have my phone back? I swear to you, I will not text him. Little sister to big sister.
Oh, little sister to big sister, I like that. Your social life will thank me.
And send.
You swore.
How else was I supposed to get my phone back?
Okay, you know what? The next time you want to ask me for advice, here's some advice. Don't.
I thought about what you said, honest. I just don't think it applies to kids from my generation. It's fine for older folks like you.
I'm 20.
Yeah.
I've never been called old before. Oh, now I know how Aunt Mel feels.
It's Josh. Sorry, meant to get back to you sooner. Thanks for reminding me. See you at the party. Lennox, your advice was useful. Sometimes a person needs to hear the wrong thing in order to know the right thing.
Yeah, I guess that's what older sisters are for.
Yes! Yo! I'm a hero! Danny, get over here. Look at this. I reinstalled the OS, updated the video chat software, and now we don't have to worry about the Wi-Fi anymore because I just hardwired the computer to the router. Huh? Awesome.
Oh, boy. Can I go now?
Yes, yes you can, honey, to the kitchen. All right, go tell Mel and Lennox we are seconds away from connecting with Ryder and wishing him a glitch-free virtual happy birthday. Oh, no! Oh!
I'm sorry. Curse these wild cultish legs. Please don't be mad.
Mad? Me?
Since I'm sort of responsible for this,
You know, honey, I don't think you're using sort of the right way.
I can make it right. Come on.
Where are we going?
Upstairs.
What's upstairs?
Neighbor's Wi-Fi.
What?
Okay, all we need to do is make a periscope out of paper towel rolls and mirrors. Then you can peek at my husband's computer through the window.
Come on, you're a nerd. It'll be easy.
I need to be at the computer, touching it. Can't I go inside?
No. My husband doesn't know I called you. Can't you do something without having the actual computer?
Well, I guess I could check if the trouble's on the other end.
Yes! On the other end. Now you're thinking like a nerd.
Oh, well, here you go. Here's your trouble. You have no Wi-Fi signal. I'll get my hotspot out of the Jiffy Mobile. Be right back.
Go! 14 minutes! Run, you glorious nerd, run!
Yes, 4 bars. Thank you, Mr. or Mrs. Buckwald. I'll just enter their password. What? They changed it. Doesn't anyone trust their neighbors anymore?
What was the old password?
Their cat's name, Mr. Cutie Pie.
You know, I hate that cat.
Hey, they have kids. What about their names?
Oh, okay, yeah. The chubby one, food in the hair, and the one who's always got his hands in his pants.
Is that all caps or all lowercase?
I'm doing my best here.
Getting a connection with your nephew.
Okay, remember, this is just a test. No birthday stuff, no singing. In fact, you know what? Ryder shouldn't see me at all. He'll feel bad if it's not all of us together.
Hey, it's Ryder. Do I know you?
Jiffy Nerd, just testing the connection.
Yeah.
Hey, weren't you the game master at that laser tag place?
Hey.
Yeah, I know you. You were the guy who used to come in all the time with the really hot mom.
Yeah, man.
Good to see you.
I've outlived my usefulness.
Oh, you poor thing. Tell me everything. Somewhere else. Okay, I'm all ears. Talk. Quickly.
Okay, well, I thought I was being a big sister to Danny by giving her what I humbly would consider great advice, but then she just goes and does the opposite.
Oh, sweetie.
Quicker. Well, she considers me a relic. You know, at 20 years old, I have nothing more to offer. Oh, I'm like one of those old ladies that used to come to our school and talk about smoking.
Oh, there. Better?
Seriously, that's all I get? There.
Sometimes that's enough. Okay, now I think you should go to your room and think about this. Yeah, there. Oh. You'll see, it's like a time release thing. Okay, go.
Why would you give up a job where you can play endless free laser tag?
I wanted to do something meaningful. I volunteered for AmeriCorps. No, seriously, I just followed a hot girl.
I'm not paying you $100 to gab. Hang up.
Gotta go, dude. Great catching up.
Later. And thanks for calling me on my birthday. You were the only one.
Okay, it's not your Wi-Fi.
So, then, that means?
It means, I swear, if you just let me hold the broken computer, I can fix it in like 5 minutes.
Okay, I just have to distract my husband. I'll just take him upstairs for a quickie. Okay with you?
Actually, you're grossing me out, but anything to get inside.
Okay, come on.
Okay, so Mr. Buckwald is a sports nut, so if it's not go Bengals or go Indians, then it's gotta be, go Cavaliers.
We're in.
Was I right?
Oh, I wasn't listening. I had my own idea. Guess what the Buckwald's Wi-Fi password is?
What?
Buckwald Wi-Fi.
So, daughter, we did it.
Actually, I did it.
You know, honey, just a little life lesson here. When you have a victory, it's nice to spread the joy around, especially with the person who pays your allowance.
Got it.
Got it? Okay. And with 5 minutes to spare, I'm gonna go tell Mel and Lennox we're gonna make that birthday call.
Hey, look, Well, I am upstairs working my magic on my husband. You need to be downstairs working your magic on the computer, but, you know, not the same kind of magic.
Wouldn't it be easier if you just used my computer to make the call?
My husband cannot know you're here.
Who the hell is this?
Joe, I can't keep this a secret any longer. This is my lover.
You love her, huh? Who conveniently just happens to fix computers.
Well, I got sick of the muscly, hunky type and decided to change it up. You know, try me some scrawny.
Hey!
Fine. I called a Jiffy nerd. Flash Joe, Joe Flash.
I've been in the middle of this argument too many times. My therapist says it's why I can never love. So if you'll excuse me, your bill is in your inbox.
I told you I was gonna fix the internet, and I fixed the internet. What happened to the honesty here?
There's no time for honesty, okay? We only have 4 minutes, so we have to call Ryder.
So it's okay to lie behind my back as long as Ryder gets his birthday call before midnight.
See? I knew you'd understand.
Hey, are we calling Ryder or not?
No, I don't really feel like singing. You guys go ahead.
What? No, we all have to sing or it doesn't count.
Mel, why is this so important to you?
Do you want Ryder to be hurt and upset about this for years and years to come until he's a grown woman?
Okay, I think we're onto something here. Nobody move.
My whole life, my father was never there for my birthday. You know, I just felt like that day just wasn't important to him. But for my 16th birthday, he swore he would be there. So we had a big party, and he didn't show up. And I was standing there in a room full of my friends in my beautiful pink strapless dress with tears and mascara streaming down my face. You know, I just don't want that to happen to Ryder.
Believe me, I don't want that to happen to Ryder either. All right, we're singing happy birthday to the boy. To the neighbor's Wi-Fi. Come on.
It's 2 minutes to midnight.
Dial it.
No, wait. We haven't rehearsed a special birthday song since yesterday. Come on, one practice round.
Lennox, what's better, singing the verses together or dividing it up?
Oh, suddenly you want Grandma's advice? Let me tell you something, Missy. Back in my day, we all sang together.
Okay, all right. Ready?
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ryder. We're sending you a lot of love that you can keep inside ya.
Joe and Danny.
Len.
And Mel. All hope your birthday's really swell.
And whether our song is short
Or whether it is long, oh, we know that on your special day you really can't go wrong, oh.
Wait. Maybe we should add some dance moves, you know, like a little single lady stuff.
Mel.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Okay, here we go. Hey! Happy birthday, Ryder!
Hey, we wrote you a special birthday song. Ready?
Hold on, I'm about to go to a midnight screening, so can you guys just, like, email it to me or something?
No. This is very important to you.
Call me tomorrow. Just not early.
Well, that was underwhelming.
Yeah. Well, even though we didn't get to sing happy birthday to Ryder, I still think we can take away something kind of cool from this whole experience. That was an amazing internet connection. Did you see how clear that was? Come on, huh? It was all me.
All you?
Isn't your allowance coming up?
No, it was all you.
So, your dad missed your 16th birthday, and he never made it up to you. Not even a word of apology.
Not a peep?
Harsh.
Tell me about it. I mean, he tried to make it up to me by buying me a white rabbit, but I was like too little too late, you know?
Aw, I would have forgiven my dad if he bought me a cute little bunny.
Oh no, a rabbit convertible. You know, 2-door, stick shift, leather seats, the works.
He gave you a car?
Yeah, but a car is not the same as love.
Yeah, you can't drive love to Coachella.
Joe, you know what I'm talking about. It's what's from the heart that's important.
He gave you a car.
Oh, forget it.
With heartfelt thanks for the lovely wedding gift, love, Mel and Joe.
Hey, I would appreciate it if you would stop putting a little smiley face in the middle of my O.
How about a grumpy face with little angry eyebrows? Yeah, like that.
Okay, now, honey, this right here is a fantastic wedding gift, all right? It's called a wine aerator. See what happens is you pop the cork,
Pour the wine through that baby, and boom, you don't have to wait for the wine to breathe.
Wait, wine has to breathe? I usually just get it in my mouth right away so it doesn't suffer. Why don't we try this thing out right now?
Right now, it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, you and your uptight rules. No wine before 5, no sex in the car.
I was driving.
On a highway in a straight line. Fuddy-duddy. Okay, now the hard part. Thank you notes for the gifts we don't like. This is gonna take a bit of diplomacy, a touch of creativity, and a crap load of lying.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is, Yep, this is, oh, boy. Ooh. There's nothing good you're gonna be able to say about this, baby.
Oh, watch this. Dear Cousin Donna, leave it to you to find the most unique lamp either of us has ever seen. We're fighting over who gets to put it on their nightstand.
Not mine.
Not mine. Love, Mel and Joe.
Good one. All right, now on to this monstrosity.
What does the guy who makes the coffee live inside of it?
What are we telling Aunt Bunny and Uncle Bert?
Oh, sweet Aunt Bunny. Yeah, she was too sick to make it to the wedding.
I kind of wish she was too sick to buy us this thing.
Dear Aunt Bunny and Uncle Bert, your gift brightens our mornings. Joe and I start each and every day enjoying a delightful cup of coffee from the...
Oh, yeah, the Il Duce. The latest technology in caffeinated beverage production.
Coffee machine. Your gift is a centerpiece of our marital kitchen.
You really want it in the kitchen?
Are you kidding? I want that thing out of here now.
Yes, ma'am. All right, what's next here? Okay, this is from your cousin Judy. Yeah, this is gonna take all of your literary prowess to come up with something nice to say about it, honey. Let's see what he...
How did you know we didn't have one?
Oh, my God.
It's all good, it's okay, okay, it's all right, as far as I can see, it's all good, it's okay, okay, it's all right, I guess you're stuck with me.
Yes, Aunt Bunny. No, Aunt Bunny. Of course, Aunt Bunny. Bye, Aunt Bunny. That was Aunt Bunny.
No kidding.
She's had a complete recovery and has decided to visit all the relatives who wished her well.
Oh, and I take it that we're on the Aunt Bunny Still Alive tour?
Day after tomorrow, so Joe, go to the garage and drag out that huge, hideous coffee maker and put it in a place of honor in the kitchen.
There is no coffee machine in the garage. I returned it to the department store, just like you said.
What? Whoa, I never said return it.
You said you wanted it out of here.
Yeah, out of here. Like, out of my sight. Like, someplace else, like in the attic or garage.
Honey, that's not what you said.
But that's clearly what I meant. You know, Aunt Bunny only recovered because of the love of family. If she shows up and we don't have a coffee maker, she could die of a broken heart.
That only happens on telenovelas.
No. Aunt Bunny is very delicate, okay? She broke her hip yelling at Alex Trebek.
Hey, guys, look at what Marco got me for our 1-month anniversary. The thigh gap conspiracy. I pointed out in a store a couple weeks ago, and he remembered and got it for me.
I recognize the colors on the cover.
Can you believe this guy? He is so sweet and listens to everything I say.
You're not helping me out here, Marco.
All right, well, we're going to the movies.
Lennox likes quirky independent films where any nudity is integral to the storyline.
Aw, it's pronounced integral, but that doesn't matter because you heard me.
You know, seeing that cute young couple reminds me. I never said return it.
Listen, I'm pretty fluent in the language of Mel Burke, all right? And in Mel Burklish, get it out of here means get rid of it completely. In the same way that, is that a new cologne? Means flush it down the toilet right now.
Well, you clearly do not know me at all.
Yet I know you so very well, honey. And that is why I took that ugly coffee maker back and I got us something we both can enjoy. A rowing machine.
A rowing machine?
Yeah, rowing machine.
But how am I going to enjoy a gift I'm never going to use?
Well, you could enjoy running your hands up and down my very well-defined back muscles. Come on, smile.
No, I'm not smiling. You screwed this up.
Hey, you're the one that misled her, all right? You're the one that had to write her that thank you note saying how perfect her wedding present was.
Look, blame is not getting us anywhere, so why don't we just agree that it's your fault and move on?
I'm not going to agree to that. I'll tell you what I will do, though, all right? I will get us a new espresso maker. Tomorrow. It'll happen, I promise.
Thank you. So are those back muscles of yours still open for business?
They never close, babe.
Morning, Joe.
Morning.
Why are you looking at espresso machines? I thought you guys already got one as a gift.
Yeah, well, your Aunt Mel told me to get rid of it, which turns out is secret wife code for whatever I do is wrong. And now I have to replace it before this Aunt Bunny person shows up here.
It's kind of funny. You and Aunt Mel are having trouble in the communication department, whereas your nephew and I are getting along great. Huh. And someone in this room thought that we were a bad match.
Do all the women in this family have a genetic predisposition to gloat?
It's not gloating. We're just right like a lot, and it's hard not to talk about it.
Oh, score! Yes, they got 6 of these coffee makers at Bed Bath & Burritos. That's a houseware / Mexican food place?
You know, when I was going out with Xander, it's just his constant over-analyzing of every little moment. It was too much. I think what makes my relationship with Marco so great is that he's just totally simple. I mean uncomplicated.
Must feel great to be like the best couple in the whole world.
It does.
Let's see, what's that? Oh, text from your Aunt Mel. Update on espresso machine? 4 question marks. Yeah, that's how much you trust me. Oh, it's taken care of. Relax. I could have just used all caps right there, but I didn't. I took the high road.
Hey, we're gonna need another bag of marshmallows if we want to make some more s'mores. That's funny. Do you think Mr. S'more knew his dessert kind of sounds like some more?
You were like a puppy on 2 legs. Marco, it's your boss, Thorndike.
I'll be right there.
Hello, Marco Sorrentino's office. How may I help you? Oh, well, yes, Mr. Wells. I'd be glad to take a message. Does Marco want the morning flight or the afternoon flight? To where? Tokyo?
I got that. Hey, Thorny, listen, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. Okay, great.
That's amazing. You're going on a trip to Tokyo?
Yeah, it's in Japan. Thorndike got invited to do an art installation, and he's taking me.
Well, I'm jealous. I hope you get some free time while you're there to do some sightseeing. So, how long are you gonna be gone?
Well, that depends on which flight I take. If I take the afternoon flight, it'll be 6 months, but if I take the morning flight, it'll be slightly more than 6 months.
Hey, sweetie. How are you doing? Remember how I told you how great the communication was with me and Marco? Well, turns out it sucks.
Ooh, I was just asking to be polite, but you're really answering.
Well, it turns out Marco wasn't telling me anything. He is going to Japan for 6 months, and he wouldn't have mentioned it at all, except I answered his phone and found out.
Oh, honey, that's the only way you find out anything. I mean, unless you have his email password, then, whoa, Nelly.
And the problem is, I don't want to break up. Things have been going really well.
Well, why don't you just enjoy the time before he leaves? Try not to think about his trip.
You mean live in denial?
Absolutely. There's a reason so many people live in denial. The views are fantastic. You know, I have had some really good times with men when I wasn't thinking. So, where is it? Where's the machine?
Oh, it's right here, baby. And it's got 2, 4, 600 horsepower of lean muscle.
Can you get your head out of your abs? I'm talking about the espresso machine. You texted me it's taken care of.
Yes, yes, and it is being taken care of. Look, it's right here. It's right here on my action items list.
That's your idea of doing something? If putting something on your to-do list means it's already done, then I've already organized my shoe closet and learned the fine art of Japanese flower arrangement.
Honey, no, listen. To-do list items can be forgotten, all right? Action items, they get done.
So where's the espresso machine?
I didn't get it done yet. I'll do it tomorrow.
Okay, that's it. I'm just gonna have to go down to the store and get one myself.
You know what? I think you're overreacting.
Joe, did you say that you were gonna get one this morning because you thought that's what I wanted to hear?
No, of course not, honey. Listen, before you run down there, all right, I checked online to make sure the store had some, and I'm gonna check again right now. All right, there were 6 this morning, and there are still 1. They sold 5 of these things in a day? Have people never heard of Starbucks?
Well, you know, we wouldn't be in this situation if someone had actually bought one when they said they did.
There were 6 this morning.
Say that one more time and see what happens. You know, we could have gotten that last machine if someone wasn't too chicken.
Oh, excuse me. I wasn't willing to knock over an old lady just to grab an ugly coffee maker.
Yep, like I said.
Who would have thought that they sold 6 of those things in one day?
Me! Me, that's who! So thanks, Joe. Now we don't have an espresso machine for Aunt Bunny.
You really think this is 100% my fault?
Yes, but only because 100 is as high as the blame-o-meter can go.
Oh, well, since you're firing up the blame-o-meter, why don't you just admit you wanted me to get rid of it when you said get it out of here?
Doesn't matter now. I'm going to tell Aunt Bunny the horrible truth, you know? Even if she hates me for the rest of her life, the only consolation is that could be a very short time because this could kill her.
Told you you'd love Rocky.
Such a beautiful, simple story. Rocky and Adrian lived in the moment, just like us.
Yeah, we're just living in the present. We're not thinking about the fact that mere days from now, I'm gonna be getting on a plane to go.
No, we are not talking about anything beyond today. So, tell me what you did today.
I bought a new suitcase for my... I called my mom. It was funny. She wanted to know if I needed to have any shots before I go... This is hard. It's like there's this thing.
An elephant in the room?
No. Something really big and important in front of us, and we can't talk about it.
Marco, we agreed, okay? We're blocking all that out and focusing entirely on the now.
Okay. Well, did you know there were 5 more Rockies? Interesting fact, Rocky 3 is the first time Mr. T says, I pity the fool.
Okay, stop. I can't not talk about this. I can't live in denial. Tell me about your trip, okay? I want to hear everything.
Okay. Thorndike was hired to do a major installation in Tokyo, and he realized he would need a welder. Xander is his assistant, so he looked for a welder there, but he said that he couldn't find anyone local, so Thorndike asked me to go with him.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that in all of Japan, Xander couldn't find a single welder?
Surprised me, too.
No, you know what this means, right?
Yeah. Japan's got a serious welder shortage.
Well, that's it. Aunt Bunny and Uncle Bert are getting off the freeway right now, and they will be here in 20 minutes.
Oh, score! Who? I found the exact same coffee maker right here on Emmy Lou's list.
What? No. Emmy Lou's list is not reliable. That's the kind of place where you find a free apartment if you're willing to snuggle.
I feel good about this, honey. Look, you stall, Bunny and Bert, I'll be back half-hour tops with a coffee machine that looks just like the one that they gave us.
No, Joe, I'm just gonna tell them the truth, okay? You don't have to do that.
Right. Okay. I understand how this works now. Say, when you say don't do it, what you really mean is you better get it done.
No, Joe, really, you don't have to.
I understand. I love you too.
Hey, Len, I got your text. I got here as fast as I could. What do you need the drawings for right now?
Oh, I just need them. Oh, you know, I just have one question about this last panel here. There were no other builders in Japan?
Ow!
You couldn't find one.
Okay, I tried.
No, you didn't. You engineered this whole thing to get Marco out of the picture. If you're trying to win me back, this is not the way to do it.
You know what? You're right. I engineered this whole thing. There's no art installation. There are no lectures. Oh, and Thorndike Wells, I made them up too. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, there's no Japan. Yeah. In fact, there's no Toledo. Hey, everybody, thank you so much. We got her. We're done.
You know what I mean. You forced Marco to leave the country.
I didn't force anyone to do anything, okay? Marco had a choice. You or Japan, and you can see what he chose without even pausing to talk to you about it. So now, if you're done beating me with my art, we'll take my leave.
Don't you try to confuse me with your facts.
Aunt Bunny, Uncle Bert! Darling. Oh, dear. We are so thrilled that you recovered.
Well, it was touch and go, but the doctor says as long as nothing upsets me, I'm fine.
Where's Joe?
Oh, he's out crossing things off his action list. Why don't we have a seat and catch up?
Yes, let's catch up over a delicious cup of espresso.
there's something I have to tell you. You sent us the most wonderful, wonderful gift, and it was so thoughtful. But the thing is about the espresso machine, it's just so big and shiny and big.
Ah! You didn't like it?
No. We loved it. We loved it. But the truth is, it was stolen by two big, strong men, you know, with excellent taste.
Who wants a fresh cup of coffee, courtesy of Bunny and Bert's most perfect wedding present?
But I thought the machine was gone.
I can clarify, Aunt Bunny. You see, Joe, I was just telling them the truth about what happened to the coffee maker. You see, I was telling...
Okay, all right, look. Guilty, it's my fault.
No, wait,
Honey,
wait.
please,
No,
look, here's the deal. Mel wanted to keep it, I misunderstood, and I took it back.
But Mel said burglars took it.
That's right. I took it back and burglars stole it. From the store. I don't know how I know that, but I do.
Why do I not believe this?
Look, Aunt Bunny, Uncle Bert, the truth about the espresso machine is, you know, we had a misunderstanding and, we returned it to the store. It wasn't stolen at all. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, you know, we're newlyweds, guys. We're still working out this whole communication thing.
Yeah, but check back with us when we have 40 years like you guys.
What'd I say? I told you they'd hate it.
You never said that.
I never stopped saying that. You don't listen.
Maybe I'd listen if you didn't yell so much. 40 years of this. No wonder my heart nearly gave out.
If your heart was as strong as your yapper, it'd never give out.
Okay, guys, let's not fight.
Oh, this isn't fighting.
This is her being nice.
Okay, maybe a cup of espresso from the machine that Joe just picked up would help make things a little less uncomfortable. I'll just go make it.
Yep, I'm gonna help.
You know, you're making people hate us. I can't take you anywhere anymore.
You can't take me anywhere because you're cheap.
I'm cheap.
Yes.
When I had my cataract surgery, you asked how much it would be without anesthesia.
Go, honey. Go.
You don't need anesthesia.
My goodness.
Oh, yeah, I don't want that to be us in 40 years.
I know, we need to fix this communication thing right now.
Okay, look. You were right. I really did want you to get rid of that espresso machine. You know, I wanted you to put it in a basket and leave it at the fire station.
Hearing you say that means a lot to me, sweetie. And you know what? I have a confession, too. I don't have an action items list. Starting one was on my to-do list, but I never got around to it.
Okay, look, from here on out, we are going to communicate clearly, specifically, and honestly.
I'm down with it.
Okay, well, let's practice.
Okay?
Kiss me.
Where?
On the mouth.
When?
Now.
For how long?
Oh, come on.
I got you this for your trip. It's a Japanese phrase book.
Thanks. You know, I thought I was always gonna be a mook who worked on cars. Now I'm collaborating with a famous artist and getting to see the world, and it is all because of you.
Well, don't give me all the credit. You're the one who chose Japan.
Luckily, it's only for 6 months. And then when I come back, we can pick up where we left off, right?
Sure. Wait. I can't do this.
What are you talking about? You're great at kissing.
No, Marco, when I said I can't live in denial, I meant it. Okay, 6 months is a long time. Who knows what our lives will be like then? You chose Japan, and that's fine. What we had was great, but it's over. Have a good time.
Are you sure it's over? Because that kiss was really good.
As good as it was, get in the car.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
I gotta tell you guys, that machine makes one great, exceedingly tiny cup of coffee.
Listen, you two. Oh, if we said anything to upset you, we're sorry.
You know, if it's got the word if in it, it's not an apology.
It is too apology. And besides, shut up.
Very nice, coming from a nurse of 35 years. You know, now I know why your hospital ward had the highest mortality rate. They wanted to die.
Guys, I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt here, but I just wanted to let you guys know that Mel and I got you a little present. You know, just a little way of us, saying thank you for stopping by.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Oh, it's beautiful. Ah, it'll look great on my nightstand.
Are you kidding? That's going on my nightstand. Come on, you don't appreciate craftsmanship.
So, once they leave, we're getting rid of the espresso machine, right?
You better believe it. I'm returning it to that dude on Emmylou's list for sure. I'm probably gonna have to snuggle with him a little, though.
Life that had recently been turned upside down. She looked at herself in the hallway mirror, adjusting her blazer, trying to summon the persona that allowed her to navigate the treacherous waters of local politics while managing the unpredictable currents of her home life. Her day at the city council had been a whirlwind. She had stood before a room of constituents, defending her policies with the grace and authority she had inherited from her father, the esteemed senator. She was a public servant by day, yet the moment she walked through her front door, she transformed into something else entirely. It was a role she had not chosen but had accepted with a sense of duty that defined her character. The council meeting had been particularly difficult. She had argued for capping elementary school class sizes at 22 students, a move that required sacrifice elsewhere. That sacrifice had manifested in the form of reduced trash service, a decision that had led to an angry man dumping garbage in front of her restaurant. She had stood her ground, remaining the mature and rational adult even when the situation descended into absurdity. She remembered the way the man had acted, like a person who had lost all sense of decorum. She had told him not to be that man, the one who brings his personal frustrations into a public arena. She had requested that he act like a gentleman. In the aftermath of that confrontation, she had felt a strange mixture of victory and exhaustion. When she finally arrived home, the peace she sought was elusive. Lennox, her niece, was there, embodying the frustration of an adolescent navigating a world she felt was unfair. The house was not just a home. It was a sanctuary of unresolved tensions. Lennox did not understand why her aunt insisted on placing furniture in her room, or why her aunt believed that living with her was anything more than a temporary arrangement. Lennox had suitcases, not a future in this house. She had once been a girl who wanted matching tattoos and who shared secrets in the dark of night, but those days felt like a distant memory. Now, she was a stranger living under the same roof, harboring anger that seemed to stem from the void left by her parents. Melissa found herself retreating to the kitchen, where she encountered a man who would soon become an integral part of their chaotic existence. His name was Joe Longo. He was a man who had once navigated the high-stakes world of commodities trading, a man who had made millions before everything fell apart. He had come to her because he was desperate, having lost his job, his condo, and his car. He was living in his vehicle, his life a stark contrast to the stability she fought so hard to maintain. When they had first met, the air between them had been thick with tension. He had confronted her at the city council meeting, demanding to know the whereabouts of his brother-in-law, a man who had stolen money from him. Melissa had stood her ground, defending her family and her integrity, even as she felt the strain of the accusation. Yet, beneath the conflict, there was an undeniable connection. He was a man who possessed a certain raw intelligence, a man who understood the value of structure and discipline, even if he had struggled to maintain those things in his own life. The decision to hire Joe as a nanny was not one she made lightly. It was born of necessity, a realization that she could not be everything to everyone. She needed someone who could navigate the complexities of her household, someone who could handle the children, the laundry, the cooking, and the unseen pressures of a life lived in the public eye. She had interviewed him, testing his resolve and his ability to handle the responsibilities she was placing upon his shoulders. He was a man who had been at the top, and now he was willing to start from the bottom, if only to reclaim a sense of purpose. The children, Lennox and Ryder, were not initially thrilled by the presence of a man they considered a stranger. Ryder, a boy who had his own way of dealing with the pressures of his life, had been struggling with his schoolwork. Joe had taken him to school, only to discover that the boy had failed to complete his history paper. Instead of letting the boy slide, Joe had brought him home, forcing him to finish the work. It was a lesson in accountability that Melissa had appreciated, even if she had initially been taken aback by his methods. Joe had told her that he was not a nanny in the traditional sense. He was a mentor, a person who understood that the rules were the foundation upon which success was built. Lennox, in particular, had been a challenge. She had been suspended from school after handing out flyers with an original, albeit insulting, poem about her principal. It was an act of rebellion that had brought the full weight of the school administration down upon her. Melissa had been forced to intercede, to plead for her niece's future, even as she felt the sting of embarrassment. Joe had been the one to step in, using his own unique brand of persuasion to guide Lennox toward an apology. He had not just bribed her. He had spoken to her, acknowledging the pain and the confusion that resided within her. He had shown her that her actions had consequences and that the path to redemption was paved with humility and truth. The atmosphere in the house began to shift as the weeks turned into months. The tensions did not disappear, but they began to be tempered by a new sense of understanding. They began to eat meals together, to share in the mundane moments of daily life. The garbage that had once piled up in front of the restaurant was cleared away, and the issues that had plagued the city council began to find their resolutions through careful negotiation and compromise. Joe, with his background in commodities, had even managed to offer advice on the city budget, finding ways to allocate funds that would improve the quality of life for everyone, from the students to the business owners. Melissa found herself relying on Joe in ways she had not anticipated. He was no longer just the person she had hired to look after the children. He was a confidant, a partner, and a sounding board for her ideas and her frustrations. They had spent nights talking about the nature of power, the challenges of parenthood, and the importance of finding joy in the midst of adversity. She had learned that his past, filled with the highs and lows of the financial world, had shaped him into a man who was resilient, adaptable, and, above all, kind. Lennox, too, had begun to change. The anger that had once defined her interactions with the world had started to soften. She had begun to focus on her education, to look toward the future with a sense of hope that she had previously lacked. She had realized that her aunt, for all her flaws and her commitment to her work, had been trying to provide a stable home for her. She had begun to appreciate the sacrifices that had been made, the late nights and the early mornings, the constant balancing act that defined their lives. Ryder had also begun to thrive. Under Joe's guidance, he had learned the importance of discipline, of taking pride in his work, and of standing up for himself in the face of challenges. He had found a mentor, a man who saw the potential within him and who pushed him to be the best version of himself. The house was no longer a place of conflict. It was a place of growth, a space where they could learn from one another and where they could build a foundation of mutual respect and affection. As the season changed and the days grew shorter, the house felt different, felt like a home. The laughter that had once been rare now echoed through the halls, and the silence that had once been heavy with tension was now filled with the warmth of shared experiences. They had weathered the storms together, from the political debates to the personal crises, and they had emerged on the other side stronger and more united than they had ever been. Melissa looked at the life she had built, and she felt a sense of profound gratitude. She had not done it alone. She had had the help of a man who had walked into her life when he had nothing, and who had given her everything she needed to succeed. She had learned that leadership was not just about making decisions. It was about fostering an environment where others could grow. She had learned that family was not just about blood. It was about the choices we make and the people we choose to hold close. The city council continued to meet, and the challenges of governing remained, but Melissa approached them with a renewed sense of purpose. She knew that behind her stood a household that supported her, a team that was ready to take on the world one day at a time. The trash service might still be a topic of debate. The class sizes might still be a matter of concern. But she was no longer facing these issues in isolation. She was part of something bigger, something more meaningful. They had found a rhythm, a cadence to their lives that felt natural and right. The evenings were spent not in the pursuit of individual goals, but in the collective experience of living. They shared meals of the challenges of the past, the way they have shaped her, and the strength that she has gained from them. She thinks of the people who have been there for her, the lessons she has learned, and the way that she has grown as a person. And she is ready for the future, with a heart full of hope, a mind full of possibilities, and the unconditional love of her family. The day is ahead of her, and she is ready to embrace it, with all its challenges, its triumphs, and its endless possibilities. She is a woman who is living her truth, a woman who is making a difference, and a woman who is finding the beauty in the everyday. She is at peace, she is ready, and she is alive, in the truest and most meaningful sense of the word. As she steps out the door, the world is waiting, full of opportunities, full of challenges, and full of the promise of something new. She is ready for the adventure, for the journey, and for the life that she is creating, one day at a time. And she knows that whatever happens, she is not alone, and that is all she needs to know. The city of Toledo is beginning to wake up, the sounds of life beginning to fill the air. She walks into the city, her heart full of purpose, her mind full of possibilities, and her spirit ready for the day ahead. She is a woman who is living her life, a life that is beautiful, meaningful, and filled with hope. And she is ready for whatever comes next, with an open heart, a clear mind, and the unconditional support of her family. The journey continues, and she is ready to embrace it, with all its ups and downs, its joys and its challenges. She is a woman on a journey, and she is ready for the adventure of a lifetime. And she knows that whatever the day may bring, she is ready, because she is not alone, and she is part of a family that is growing, learning, and thriving together. And as she walks, she feels a sense of belonging, a sense of place, and a sense of purpose. She is home, and she is ready for whatever the next chapter of her life may bring. She is a woman of purpose, a woman of vision, and a woman who has found the beauty in the complexities of life. The city is full of promise, and she is ready to play her part, to contribute, and to make a difference. She is a woman who is living her values, and she is ready to embrace the challenges and the opportunities that lie ahead. And she knows that she is not alone, and that she has the support and the love of her family, and that is all she needs to know. The story continues, a tapestry of experiences, of growth, and of the enduring connections that bind them all together. And as she moves through the day, she is reminded of the simple, everyday beauty of being alive, of being together, and of the limitless potential that lies within each of us. She is home, and she is ready for whatever comes next. The city lights begin to glow, a tapestry of color against the darkening sky. She is walking home, her steps light, her heart full. She has had a day of work, of challenge, and of connection. She has contributed to her community, she has supported her family, and she has lived her truth. As she arrives at her door, she takes a moment to pause. She looks at the house, the home that they have built together, and she feels a sense of peace that is profound and lasting. She has found her way, and she is ready for whatever the future may bring, with the love and support of the people who matter most. She enters the house, the familiar sounds of life greeting her. She is home, she is loved, and she is ready for the life that she is creating, one day at a time. She is a woman of purpose, a woman of vision, and a woman who has found the beauty in the complexities of life. And as she settles into the evening, she is reminded of the simple, quiet beauty of being together. The fire is glowing, the house is quiet, and the world is asleep. It is a moment of perfect stillness, a moment to reflect on the blessings that they have and the future that awaits them. She is at peace, and she is ready for the next chapter of her life to begin. The story continues, a story of growth, of change, and of the enduring power of love. And as she sleeps, she dreams of the future, a future that is bright, promising, and filled with the possibilities of what they can create together. It is a journey that they are taking, a path that they are walking, and they are doing it together, with each other's support, love, and understanding. And she is grateful for every moment, every lesson, and every challenge, for they have all helped to shape the life they have, a life that is beautiful, meaningful, and filled with hope. The story of their lives continues to unfold, a story of growth, of change, and of the enduring power of love. And as she sleeps, she dreams of the future, a future that is bright, promising, and filled with the possibilities of what they can create together. It is a journey that they are taking, a path that they are walking, and they are doing it together, with each other's support, love, and understanding. And she is grateful for every moment, every lesson, and every challenge, for they have all helped to shape the life they have, a life that is beautiful, meaningful, and filled with hope. The story of their lives continues to unfold, a story of growth, of change, and of the enduring power of love. And as she sleeps, she dreams of the future, a future that is bright, promising, and filled with the possibilities of what they can create together. It is a journey that they are taking, a path that they are walking, and they are doing it together, with each other's support, love, and understanding. And she is grateful for every moment, every lesson, and every challenge, for they have all helped to shape the life they have, a life that is beautiful, meaningful, and filled with hope. The story of their lives continues to unfold, a story of growth, of change, and of the enduring power of love. And as she sleeps, she dreams of the future, a future that is bright, promising, and filled with the possibilities of what they can create together. It is a journey that they are taking, a path that they are walking, and they are doing it together, with each other's support, love, and understanding. And she is grateful for every moment, every lesson, and every challenge, for they have all helped to shape the life they have, a life that is beautiful, meaningful, and filled with hope. The story of their lives continues to unfold, a story of growth, of change, and of the enduring power of love. And as she sleeps, she dreams of the future, a future that is bright, promising, and filled with the possibilities of what they can create together. It is a journey that they are taking, a path that they are walking, and they are doing it together, with each other's support, love, and understanding. And she is grateful for every moment, every lesson, and every challenge, for they have all helped to shape the life they have, a life that is beautiful, meaningful, and filled with hope. The story of their lives continues to unfold, a story of growth, of change, and of the enduring power of love. And as she sleeps, she dreams of the future, a future that is bright, promising, and filled with the possibilities of what they can create together. It is a journey that they are taking, a path that they are walking, and they are doing it together, with each other's support, love, and understanding. And she is grateful for every moment, every lesson, and every challenge, for they have all helped to shape the life they have, a life that is beautiful, meaningful, and filled with hope. The story of their lives continues to unfold, a story of growth, of change, and of the enduring power of love. And as she sleeps, She dreams of the future, a future that is bright, promising, and filled with the possibilities of what they can create together. It is a journey that they are taking, a path that they are walking, and they are doing it together, with each other's support, love, and understanding. And she is grateful for every moment, every lesson, and every challenge, for they have all helped to shape the life they have, a life that is beautiful, meaningful, and filled with hope. The house stood on the quiet street like a monument to organized chaos, a place where the life of a public servant by day and a caretaker of two troubled teenagers by night collided with spectacular frequency. Melissa Burke, known to most as a composed and sharp councilwoman, felt the weight of her responsibilities as she walked into her living room. It was early in the morning, and the sunlight streamed through the windows, illuminating the remnants of a life she is loved, and she is ready for whatever the day may bring. She is a woman who has found her place, her purpose, and her people, and she is grateful for every moment of her life. She thinks of the challenges of the past, the way they have shaped her, and the strength that she has gained from them. She thinks of the people who have been there for her, the lessons she has learned, and the way that she has grown as a person. And she is ready for the future, with a heart full of hope, a mind full of possibilities, and the unconditional love of her family. The day is ahead of her, and she is ready to embrace it, with all its challenges, its triumphs, and its endless possibilities. She is a woman who is living her truth, a woman who is making a difference, and a woman who is finding the beauty in the everyday. She is at peace, she is ready, and she is alive, in the truest and most meaningful sense of the word. As she steps out the door, the world is waiting, full of opportunities, full of challenges, and full of the promise of something new. She is ready for the adventure, for the journey, and for the life that she is creating, one day at a time. And she knows that whatever happens, she is not alone, and that is all she needs to know. The city of Toledo is beginning to wake up, the sounds of life beginning to fill the air. She walks into the city, her heart full of purpose, her mind full of possibilities, and her spirit ready for the day ahead. She is a woman who is living her life, a life that is beautiful, meaningful, and filled with hope. And she is ready for whatever comes next, with an open heart, a clear mind, and the unconditional support of her family. The journey continues, and she is ready to embrace it, with all its ups and downs, its joys and its challenges. She is a woman on a journey, and she is ready for the adventure of a lifetime. And she knows that whatever the day may bring, she is ready, because she is not alone, and she is part of a family that is growing, learning, and thriving together. And as she walks, she feels a sense of belonging, a sense of place, and a sense of purpose. She is home, and she is ready for whatever the next chapter of her life may bring. She is a woman of purpose, a woman of vision, and a woman who has found the beauty in the complexities of life. The city is full of promise, and she is ready to play her part, to contribute, and to make a difference. She is a woman who is living her values, and she is ready to embrace the challenges and the opportunities that lie ahead. And she knows that she is not alone, and that she has the support and the love of her family, and that is all she needs to know. She enters the council building, her stride confident and purposeful. She is ready to get to work, to represent her constituents, and to advocate for the things she believes in. She is a force for good, a leader who is committed to making a difference, and a person who is constantly growing, learning, and evolving. And she is ready for the future, with an open heart, a clear mind, and the unconditional support of her family. The day is filled with meetings, discussions, and decisions. She listens to the concerns of her constituents, works with her colleagues, and navigates the political landscape with intelligence and grace. She is a part of something important, something that has the potential to make a real impact on the lives of many. She is a public servant in the truest sense of the word, and she takes that responsibility with the seriousness it deserves. As the afternoon gives way to the evening, she finds herself reflecting on the work she has done. She has engaged in debate, she has listened to feedback, and she has worked to build consensus. She has been challenged, she has been pushed, and she has been inspired. It is the work she loves, the work that gives her life meaning, and the work that she is committed to continuing. And as she makes her way home, she feels a sense of satisfaction. She has done her best, she has stayed true to her principles, and she has contributed to the progress of her community. She is a woman who is living her values, a woman who is making a difference, and a woman who is finding the beauty in the everyday. She arrives home to the warmth and the light that she has come to treasure. The house is a haven, a place of comfort and connection. She is greeted by the familiar faces of the people she loves, and she is filled with a sense of peace. She has come full circle, from the chaos and the uncertainty to the stability and the joy of her life today. She knows that there will always be challenges, that life is never static, and that change is the only constant. But she also knows that she has the strength and the support to navigate whatever comes her way. She has built a home, she has formed a family, and she has found a sense of purpose that sustains her. As she reflects on the path that has led her here, she realizes that the most important thing is not where she started, but where she is going. She is a woman on a journey of growth, discovery, and connection. And she is ready for whatever the next day will bring, with an open heart, a clear mind, and an enduring sense of hope. The night falls, and the world outside is still and quiet. But inside the house, there is a warmth that radiates from the fireplace, a symbol of the life they have built together. She sits in the chair, a book in her hands, but her mind is elsewhere, filled with the memories and the experiences that have made her who she is today. She realizes that the life she has is not what she expected, but it is exactly what she needed. It is a life of connection, of struggle, and of triumph. It is a life of learning, of growing, and of becoming. And it is a life that is filled with the simple, quiet beauty of being together. She knows that there is no perfect way to live, that life is a process of constant refinement, of learning and unlearning, and of finding the balance that works for each of us. She is still learning, still growing, and still becoming the person she was meant to be. And she is grateful for the chance to do it all, in the company of the people she loves. The future is uncertain, as it always is, but she is not afraid. She knows that they will face it together, as a family, as a team, and as individuals who are committed to each other's growth and well-being. And she is ready for whatever comes next, with a heart full of love and a spirit that is ready for the adventure. As she closes her eyes, she feels a deep sense of gratitude for the life she has. It is a life that is rich, meaningful, and filled with the simple, everyday joys of being together. And she knows that as long as they are together, everything will be all right. The house is quiet, the fire is dying down, and the world is asleep. It is a moment of perfect stillness, a moment to reflect on the blessings that they have and the future that awaits them. She is at peace, and she is ready for the next chapter of her life to begin. Life, she realizes, is not about the destination. It is about the journey, the connections we make, the love we share, and the ways we grow as individuals and as a family. And she is thankful for every moment, every challenge, and every triumph, for they have all led her here, to this place of peace, to this home that they have built together. And in the silence of the night, she finds the strength to continue, the inspiration to keep going, and the wisdom to appreciate the beauty of the present moment. She is ready for tomorrow, and she is ready for all that it may bring, with an open heart, a clear mind, and the unconditional support of her family. The story of their lives continues to unfold, a story of growth, of change, and of the enduring power of love. And as she sleeps, she dreams of the future, a future that is bright, promising, and filled with the possibilities of what they can create together. It is a journey that they are taking, a path that they are walking, and they are doing it together, with each other's support, love, and understanding. And she is grateful for every moment, every lesson, and every challenge, for they have all helped to shape the life they have, a life that is beautiful, meaningful, and filled with hope. The morning light begins to filter through the windows, a soft, golden glow that signals the start of a new day. She wakes up, feeling refreshed and ready for the day ahead. She is a woman on a journey that is guided by love, by purpose, and by an enduring belief in the possibilities of the future. She walks into the kitchen, the warmth of the home enveloping her. She is home, she is loved, and she is ready for whatever the day may bring. She is a woman who has found her place, her purpose, and her people, and she is grateful for every moment of her life. She thinks, and with the simple, everyday beauty of being together. She smiles, realizing that this is what it means to live. It is not about the grand achievements or the public recognition. It is about the connections we make, the way we support each other, and the way we create a sense of home, no matter where we are or what we are going through. She is exactly where she needs to be, and she is ready to embrace the day with everything she has. The children come down, ready for the day, their faces bright with the energy of the morning. Lennox is focused, her mind already on the tasks ahead, and Ryder is eager, his curiosity a reminder of the endless possibilities that lie before him. Joe is there, a steady presence, his support a constant, reliable force. Mel looks at them, and she feels a deep sense of pride. They are growing, learning, and finding their own way, and she is honored to be a part of their journey. As they sit down for breakfast, the conversation is lively and engaging. They talk about their plans for the day, about the challenges they anticipate, and about the small things that bring them joy. It is a moment of connection, a way to start the day with intention and with a shared sense of purpose. They are building a life, not just for themselves, but for each other, and that is a truly powerful thing. She thinks about the work that lies ahead, the council meetings, the policy debates, and the constant demands of public life. She knows that it will be demanding, but she also knows that she has the support and the love to carry her through. She has found her balance, her center, and her strength, and she is ready to continue the important work that she has been called to do. But as she steps out the door, she takes a moment to pause. She looks back at the house, at the life that is unfolding inside, and she feels a sense of profound gratitude. She knows that this is the real work, the work of building a family, of creating a home, and of being there for the people who matter most. And as she heads into the city, she does so with a heart full of hope, a mind full of possibilities, and a spirit that is ready for whatever the day may bring. The streets of Toledo are buzzing with activity, the sounds of traffic and the chatter of people creating a symphony of urban life. Mel navigates the crowds, her mind focused on the tasks ahead. She is ready to engage, to listen, and to work towards the betterment of her community. She is a woman of purpose, a woman of vision, and a woman who has found the beauty in the complexities of life. And as she walks, she reflects on the journey that has brought her to this moment. She thinks of the struggles, the challenges, and the moments of uncertainty. She thinks of the people who have been there for her, the lessons she has learned, and the way that she has been able to transform her own life. She is a different woman than the one she was just a short time ago, more compassionate, more understanding, and more aware of the things that truly matter. She enters the council building, her stride confident and purposeful. She is ready to get to work, to represent her constituents, and to advocate for the things she believes in. She is a force for good, a leader who is committed to making a difference, and a person who is constantly growing, learning, and evolving. The day is filled with meetings, discussions, and decisions. She listens to the concerns of her constituents, works with her colleagues, and navigates the political landscape with intelligence and grace. She is a part of something important, something that has the potential to make a real impact on the lives of many. She is a public servant in the truest sense of the word, and she takes that responsibility with the seriousness it deserves. As the afternoon gives way to the evening, she finds herself reflecting on the work she has done. She has engaged in debate, she has listened to feedback, and she has worked to build consensus. She has been challenged, she has been pushed, and she has been inspired. It is the work she loves, the work that gives her life meaning, and the work that she is committed to continuing. And as she makes her way home, she feels a sense of satisfaction. She has done her best, she has stayed true to her principles, and she has contributed to the progress of her community. She is a woman who is living her values, a woman who is making a difference, and a woman who is finding the beauty in the everyday. She arrives home to the warmth and the light that she has come to treasure. The house is a haven, a place of comfort and connection. She is greeted by the familiar faces of the people she loves, and she is filled with a sense of peace. She has come full circle, from the chaos and the uncertainty to the stability and the joy of her life today. She knows that there will always be challenges, that life is never static, and that change is the only constant. But she also knows that she has the strength and the support to navigate whatever comes her way. She has built a home, she has formed a family, and she has found a sense of purpose that sustains her. As she reflects on the path that has led her here, she realizes that the most important thing is not where she started, but where she is going. She is a woman on a journey of growth, discovery, and connection. And she is ready for whatever the next day will bring, with an open heart, a clear mind, and an enduring sense of hope. The night falls, and the world outside is still and quiet. But inside the house, there is a warmth that radiates from the fireplace, a symbol of the life they have built together. She sits in the chair, a book in her hands, but her mind is elsewhere, filled with the memories and the experiences that have made her who she is today. She realizes that the life she has is not what she expected, but it is exactly what she needed. It is a life of connection, of struggle, and of triumph. It is a life of learning, of growing, and of becoming. And it is a life that is filled with the simple, quiet beauty of being together. She knows that there is no perfect way to live, that life is a process of constant refinement, of learning and unlearning, and of finding the balance that works for each of us. She is still learning, still growing, and still becoming the person she was meant to be. And she is grateful for the chance to do it all, in the company of the people she loves. The future is uncertain, as it always is, but she is not afraid. She knows that they will face it together, as a family, as a team, and as individuals who are committed to each other's growth and well-being. And she is ready for whatever comes next, with a heart full of love and a spirit that is ready for the adventure. As she closes her eyes, she feels a deep sense of gratitude for the life she has. It is a life that is rich, meaningful, and filled with the simple, everyday joys of being together. And she knows that as long as they are together, everything will be all right. The house is quiet, the fire is dying down, and the world is asleep. It is a moment of perfect stillness, a moment to reflect on the blessings that they have and the future that awaits them. She is at peace, and she is ready for the next chapter of her life to begin. Life, she realizes, is not about the destination. It is about the journey, the connections we make, the love we share, and the ways we grow as individuals and as a family. And she is thankful for every moment, every challenge, and every triumph, for they have all led her here, to this place of peace, to this home that they have built together. And in the silence of the night, she finds the strength to continue, the inspiration to keep going, and the wisdom to appreciate the beauty of the present moment. She is ready for tomorrow, and she is ready for all that it may bring, with an open heart, a clear mind, and the unconditional support of her family. The story of their lives continues to unfold, a story of growth, of change, and of the enduring power of love. And as she sleeps, she dreams of the future, a future that is bright, promising, and filled with the possibilities of what they can create together. It is a journey that they are taking, a path that they are walking, and they are doing it together, with each other's support, love, and understanding. And she is grateful for every moment, every lesson, and every challenge, for they have all helped to shape the life they have, a life that is beautiful, meaningful, and filled with hope. The morning light begins to filter through the windows, a soft, golden glow that signals the start of a new day. She wakes up, feeling refreshed and ready for the day ahead. She is a woman on a journey that is guided by love, by purpose, and by an enduring belief in the possibilities of the future. She walks into the kitchen, the warmth of the home enveloping her. She is home, she is her. He is not afraid to challenge the children, to push them to be better, and to hold them accountable for their actions. Slowly, the dynamic begins to shift. Lennox, initially wary of this stranger, finds herself interacting with him in ways she never did with her aunt. Jo has a way of cutting through the pretense, of speaking to her on her own terms. He understands the anger she feels because he, too, has lost so much. They find a common ground, a place where they can both be honest about the frustrations of life. He encourages her to express herself in ways that do not involve setting things on fire or getting suspended from school. Ryder, the younger nephew, also responds to Jo's presence. He is a boy who needs a male figure in his life, someone to show him the ropes, to help him with his studies, and to just be there. Jo is not a father, and he does not try to be, but he fills a void that has been lingering for a long time. He teaches Ryder about responsibility, about the value of hard work, and about the importance of integrity. Mel observes all of this with a mixture of surprise and relief. She realizes that she was trying to do too much on her own, that she was trying to build a perfect environment when what she really needed was someone to share the load. She and Jo develop a rapport, a partnership that is built on mutual respect and a shared commitment to the well-being of the children. They argue, they disagree, and they occasionally drive each other to the brink of frustration. But underneath it all, there is a foundation of trust. The challenges do not disappear, of course. There are still school issues, the ongoing political battles at City Hall, and the constant, underlying stress of everyday life. But they are better equipped to handle them. They work as a team, using their respective strengths to navigate the obstacles. Mel provides the structure and the vision, while Jo brings the practical, street-smart problem-solving skills. One evening, after a particularly long and difficult day, they sit together in the living room. The house is quiet, the children are asleep, and the weight of the world seems a little lighter. They talk about the future, about the uncertainty of their circumstances, and about the unexpected turns their lives have taken. They realize that they have built something meaningful, a family of sorts, forged in the fires of adversity and held together by the simple act of caring. Mel looks at Jo, seeing the man who once shouted at her in a crowded room, the man who was desperate and lost, and now seeing the person who has become an essential part of her life. She realizes that the most important lessons are not always learned in school, or in the halls of government, but in the quiet, everyday moments of living. She has learned that she does not have to be perfect, that it is okay to be vulnerable, and that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. As the weeks turn into months, the household finds its rhythm. The trash problem, while still a thorn in her side, is managed. Lennox is back in school, focused on her studies and beginning to find her voice in more constructive ways. Ryder is thriving, his confidence growing with every small victory. And Mel, the woman who thought she had to carry the world on her shoulders, has learned to share the burden. Life, she realizes, is not about the grand gestures or the perfect outcomes. It is about the connections we make with others, the ways in which we support one another through the highs and the lows. It is about the laughter that fills the room on a rainy afternoon, the shared meals that bring them all together, and the knowledge that, no matter what happens, they are not alone. She remembers the day she first hired Joe, the uncertainty she felt, and the doubts that clouded her mind. She smiles, realizing that it was one of the best decisions she has ever made. He is not perfect, and neither is she, but together they are more than enough. The house, once a place of tension and distance, has become a home, a sanctuary in the midst of a demanding world. The city continues to change, the council faces new challenges, and the world outside the front door remains as unpredictable as ever. But inside, there is a sense of stability, a warmth that radiates from the people who live there. They have navigated the difficult waters, and they have emerged stronger, more resilient, and more connected than they ever thought possible. As she sits there, reflecting on their journey, she feels a sense of gratitude. She is thankful for the lessons she has learned, for the people who have walked into her life when she needed them most, and for the hope that guides them forward. She knows that there will be more obstacles, more disagreements, and more challenges, but she also knows that they have the tools to face them together. The laughter of the children echoes in her mind, a reminder of the joy that is possible even in the midst of struggle. She thinks of Lennox's growing maturity, of Ryder's developing confidence, and of Joe's unwavering presence. They are a patchwork family, formed by circumstance, but defined by love. It is a beautiful, messy, and wonderful reality, and she would not have it any other way. Outside, the city of Toledo continues its steady hum. The streetlights flicker on, casting a warm glow over the quiet neighborhoods. The day has come to an end, and with it the exhaustion of the work. But tomorrow will bring new opportunities, new chances to make a difference, and new moments to cherish. She feels a deep, abiding peace, a sense of belonging that she had not realized she was missing. In the end, she realizes that the role of a leader is not just about policy or politics. It is about humanity. It is about seeing the potential in others, about creating space for growth, and about fostering a sense of community that transcends the boundaries of the home or the office. She has found her purpose, not in the grand designs of the state, but in the small, intimate acts of kindness that define their everyday lives. And as she prepares for the next day, she does so with a renewed sense of optimism. She is not just a city councilwoman. She is a member of a family that is learning, growing, and thriving together. The challenges of the past have prepared them for the future, and she is ready to embrace whatever comes next, with a clear mind, a steady heart, and the support of the people who matter most. The house is filled with a comfortable silence, broken only by the occasional sound of the wind outside. It is a moment of stillness in an otherwise busy world, a pause to reflect on the distance they have traveled. She thinks of the early days, the friction, the misunderstanding, and the way they had to learn to trust one another. It was not easy, and it did not happen overnight, but it was worth every moment. They have created something that is rare and precious, a space where each person is allowed to be themselves, where mistakes are forgiven, and where growth is encouraged. They have learned that it is okay to be messy, to be uncertain, and to be human. They have found that the greatest strength lies in their ability to support one another, to listen, and to understand. As she drifts off to sleep, she is filled with a sense of hope. The future is unknown, filled with its own set of surprises, but she is not afraid. She knows that she is not doing this alone, and that, in itself, is enough. The story of their lives is still being written, and each day is a new page, an opportunity to create something beautiful, something lasting, and something that truly matters. And so, the night unfolds, quiet and peaceful. The city outside sleeps, its streets empty and still. But inside, the embers of the fireplace are glowing, a warm reminder of the life that is being built within these walls. It is a life characterized by resilience, by humor, and by an enduring belief in the power of love to overcome even the most difficult of circumstances. The following morning, the sun rises again, casting its light over the city of Toledo. The routine begins anew, but it is a routine that is infused with a new sense of purpose and a shared understanding of what it means to be part of something greater than oneself. Mel wakes up, feeling rested and ready to face the day. She knows that there will be challenges, there will be setbacks, and there will be moments of doubt. But she also knows that they are a team, and that they will face whatever comes their way with courage and grace. She walks into the kitchen, where the smell of coffee is already wafting through the air. Joe is there, busy with his own tasks, the kids are beginning to stir, and the house is coming alive with the sounds of the morning. It is a scene that she once thought was impossible, a life that she had never truly imagined for herself. And yet, here it is, the reality that she has helped to create. A reality that is filled with potential, with promise, everyone in the hallway. She is a public servant by day, a role that demands every ounce of her intellect and stamina, and tonight, she feels particularly sharp. Her attire is impeccable, reflecting the authority she carries in her stride. She knows that the balance of the city rests on decisions made within these walls, and she accepts that burden with a quiet, steady resolve. People observe her as she passes, noting the way she navigates the corridors of power, a beacon of modern leadership. Well, she thinks to herself, there is no time for hesitation. One must turn on the heat, so to speak, during the day, or else nothing will ever be accomplished. The machinery of local government is complex, requiring constant vigilance and the ability to pivot between grand visions and the mundane realities of infrastructure. Today is a significant day for the council, as they are addressing a proposal to cap elementary school class sizes at 22 students. It is a necessary reform, she believes, for the sake of the next generation. However, the path to progress is rarely smooth, and as she prepares to enter the chamber, her mind drifts to the more pressing, immediate crisis that has been looming outside her restaurant. The garbage, she reflects, is piling up. It is a stark contrast to the noble mission of educational reform. Because the city reduced the trash collection pickups to once a week, the waste has begun to accumulate in unsightly heaps, causing a stir among the local business owners and residents alike. It is a testament to the fact that, in the eyes of the public, the quality of their daily services often carries more weight than abstract policy changes. She sighs, knowing that she will have to face the music once again. As she enters the council chamber, the atmosphere is electric. A man, boisterous and clearly frustrated, stands before the microphone. This is the man who has been causing a scene, the one who brings his grievances and his literal bags of garbage into the public arena. He is a man acting with the desperation of someone who feels unheard. Mel watches as he gestures wildly, his voice echoing against the vaulted ceiling. She remains the mature, rational adult, the one who knows that order is the bedrock of democracy. When she speaks, she does so with a controlled calm that contrasts sharply with his agitation. She addresses him with a firmness that commands respect, urging him to act like a gentleman rather than a person consumed by his own frustration. It is a moment of theater, but one rooted in the necessity of maintaining decorum. The man eventually retreats, and the meeting moves forward, but the lingering tension remains. Later, the conversation shifts to personal matters, specifically the actions of her brother-in-law, a man whose recent transgressions have caused significant embarrassment to her and her family. It is a strange thing, she muses, to be a person of such public standing while having such private complications. She looks out at the room and asks if there is anyone present who does not have a relative they are not exactly proud of, hoping to bridge the gap with the audience. It is a moment of vulnerability that reveals the person beneath the politician. After the session concludes, she finds herself in the company of the man who had been acting out earlier, though he now appears calmer. He reminds her of her father, the esteemed senator, a comparison that catches her off guard. She wonders if she truly carries that same air of authority, that scent of leadership. He acknowledges that, yes, she does. She is, in her own humble opinion, quite impressive. The conversation is light, yet laced with the weight of the day. Plus, the felonies committed by her brother-in-law have served as a useful, albeit chaotic, distraction, effectively pushing the trash issue into the background for the time being. When she returns home, the reality of her guardianship settles in. She is the aunt to two young people who are navigating the turbulent waters of adolescence. As she steps onto the porch, she is greeted by an unpleasant sight. Angry men, residents of the community, have been leaving bags of trash at her front door. It is a visceral, heavy reminder that the political is personal. The situation is not only politically fraught but also quite literally smelly. Her niece, Lennox, is there to greet her, though the air is thick with more than just the scent of waste. There is an unspoken tension between them. Lennox, a girl of 15, is intelligent but distant. She has recently moved in with Mel, a transition that has been anything but smooth. Mel tries to make the house feel like a home, having placed a new dresser in Lennox's room, a gesture meant to be welcoming and kind. However, Lennox views living there as a temporary arrangement, a phase to be endured rather than a life to be embraced. She no longer shares her thoughts as freely as she once did, having retreated into a guarded silence. Mel feels like a monster for trying to impose structure, for trying to make a house a home. She remembers what it was like to be 15. Tonight, Mel has plans. It has been a long time since she has had a date, and she is feeling a mix of nerves and excitement. Rhonda, a friend and assistant, is staying with the children. She gives them instructions, reminding them to stay out of trouble and to focus on their studies. She thinks back to the time when Lennox was at her old house, a week after her father had left, and she had stacked 20 of his suits on the driveway and set them on fire. It was a single alarm fire, but it was a sign of the deep, smoldering anger that the girl carries within her. Mel tries to repress her own urges to let things out in such dramatic ways, knowing that, as the adult, she must remain composed. Before she leaves, Mel frets over her appearance. She wants to project the image of a smart, independent, and bright political future, but she worries that her clothes might suggest something entirely different. She laughs at herself, realizing the absurdity of overanalyzing her attire. She heads out, ready for a night that she hopes will be the beginning of something new. Meanwhile, at school, the situation with Lennox is deteriorating. She has been suspended for handing out flyers containing a creative poem about her principal. A poem that was not received with the humor she intended. Mel receives the news with a heavy heart. She is the legal guardian, the one responsible for this girl, and yet she feels completely out of her depth. She considers hiring professional help. Someone who can bring structure and discipline to a household that feels increasingly like it is spinning out of control. She feels that she cannot do everything, even if she tries to convince herself otherwise. When Mel finally confronts Lennox, the tension is palpable. The girl is defensive, calling her principal a fascist and refusing to apologize. Mel, exhausted and feeling the weight of the world, tries to impress upon her the importance of education. It is, she argues, the one thing that no one can take away from her. But Lennox remains stubborn. She is caught in her own cycle of rebellion, fueled by the absence of her parents. Mel feels a profound sadness for her niece, wanting to protect her from the consequences of her own choices, but knowing that the girl must learn for herself. Back at home, the arrival of a new, unexpected figure changes everything. He is the man from the city council meeting, the man who was so boisterous and angry. He is Joe, and he has fallen on hard times. He has lost his job, his condo, and is on the verge of losing his car. He is a man who was once a successful commodities trader, a man who knows how to navigate the complex world of finance. And now he is standing on Mel's doorstep, looking for a way to turn his life around. He is not the typical nanny, certainly, but he possesses a certain charisma and a genuine desire to work. Mel is skeptical. Hiring a man, especially this man, to look after her niece and nephew is not part of any plan she had considered. Yet she is desperate. The household is in chaos. The children are drifting, and she is stretched thin. Joe offers a different perspective. He is not looking for pity. He is looking for an opportunity. He speaks with a confidence that is refreshing, if a little brash. He tells her that he has experience managing people, that he knows how to handle the challenges of youth, and that he is willing to do whatever it takes to succeed. They strike a deal. It is an unorthodox arrangement, but in the whirlwind of their lives, it makes a strange sort of sense. Joe moves in, bringing with him a chaotic energy that immediately disrupts the stagnant atmosphere of the house. He is blunt, funny, and surprisingly effective. He takes on the role of the caregiver with a unique blend of firm discipline and playful banter. Phone rang. It was the school principal. Mrs. Chong. Yes. Hello? Channel school principal? She did what? What did she do? When? Where? Really? Today? Lennox did that? Mrs. Lent, I find that hard to believe, Melissa said, her hand trembling slightly. No, she did not tell me. It is not at all typical. Of course I believe you. Melissa hung up the phone, her heart sinking. Lennox had handed out flyers at school containing an original poem that rhymed her principal name in a creative way that did not go over well. It was the kind of behavior that was both clever and disastrous. I keep telling you, hire somebody, an organizer, a professional, Melissa told herself. Those kids need structure and discipline and possibly electroshock therapy. And you, my dear, cannot do everything. She went to find Lennox. They were back in the hallway, looking at an old picture of a concert they had attended. It was an attempt to reconnect. Oh, you mean the one that was hanging very obviously in the hallway outside the door? Lennox asked. Not obviously. Affectionately, Melissa corrected. That was some night, was it not? Fall Out Boy. Lennox did not bite. Where are we going with this? I was just remembering the good times, when we shared, told each other things, important things. That happened today, Melissa said, her voice soft but firm. You did not think I got suspended with something you might share? Lennox retorted. Okay, I will share this. Mrs. Lent is a fascist, Lennox blurted out. Why could you not have called her that instead of, the poem? Melissa sighed. I never got in trouble at my old school, Lennox complained. That is because your parents bought the indoor pool, Melissa pointed out. Whatever. Look, Mrs. Lent is expecting an apology. You and I have an appointment down in her office at 3 o'clock tomorrow, Melissa said. Great. You let me know how that goes, Lennox said, turning to walk away. Lennox, until you talk to her, you cannot go back to school, Melissa called out. Oh well, guess I am not going back to school, Lennox shouted back. Of course you are. This is your education. Nothing is more important, Melissa insisted, though she felt the futility of the argument. Just then, her date, Griffin, arrived. It was the man from the city hall, the one who had confronted her about the money. He wanted to apologize. I was a jackass down at City Hall. I never should have crashed your meeting asking where your brother-in-law was. That was wrong, and I just wanted to come here and say that I am sorry, Griffin said. Bolivia, Melissa realized. Louis is in Bolivia, is he not? You just flinched, she noted. I flinched because you shouted Bolivia, Griffin defended himself. Okay, people in Bolivia flinched. Look, I do not know where the hell he is. Now get lost and leave me alone, Melissa said, feeling the pressure mount. She turned back to her date, trying to salvage the evening, but the stress of the day had taken its toll. She could not go on the date. She had a niece in crisis and she had to be the adult. The next day, a man named Joseph Longo arrived. He had heard about the job opening. Joe was a former commodities trader who had fallen on hard times. He was charismatic, confident, and perhaps a little too sure of himself. So here is a thought. The cash in the general fund that is just sitting there? Hire me and I will double your rate of return. That way you will have enough money for smaller class sizes and extra garbage pickups. And pie for everyone, Joe suggested with a grin. That sounds like a great plan, and I would sign up immediately if you were not a complete lunatic, Melissa said, skeptical but intrigued. Joe Longo? You are Joe Longo? You ran the commodities division? You made them millions, Melissa realized, her surprise evident. Legitimate millions, yeah. Your bastard brother-in-law pissed away, Joe corrected. They spent the afternoon discussing the job. Joe was clearly desperate. He had lost his condo and was about to lose his car. He was homeless, but he was still holding on to his pride. You are not going to find anybody this way. This salary sucks, Joe noted. It includes meals, which she will be cooking because otherwise people will starve, Melissa stated. She? It has to be a woman? Only vagina Americans need apply? Joe asked indignantly. Personal question. Did your hair get sick of you and leave? Melissa shot back. This is a choice, Joe defended. The negotiation continued, and eventually, a deal was struck. Joe was hired. He would start immediately. He was not the nanny Melissa had imagined, but he was the only one who seemed capable of dealing with the chaos of her life. He immediately took charge. When Ryder could not find his history paper, Joe did not let him off the hook. He drove him home, made him sit down, and ensured the paper was written before he left the house. He applied the rules that everyone knew, the rules that Melissa had failed to enforce. When Lennox went missing, Joe did not panic. He knew where she would go. He found her, talked to her, and forced her to confront her actions. He convinced her to apologize to Mrs. Lent. He did it not by being a parent, but by being an adult who understood the value of consequences. When Joe returned from the school, he had succeeded. Lennox had apologized. She had even said nice things about Melissa in front of the principal. Melissa was stunned. How did you talk her into going down there? She asked. People like me, Joe replied. No, really, she persisted. I paid her $50, Joe confessed. A bribe? That is terrible. Not only is that wrong, that is horrible parenting, Melissa scolded. Well, I am not a parent, and neither are you. Can I have $50? Joe asked cheekily. Then relax, all right? I wrote Lennox a personal check, Joe said, dismissing her concern. Despite her reservations, Melissa realized that Joe was exactly what they needed. He was messy, he was unconventional, and he was absolutely effective. As the days turned into weeks, the household began to transform. The tension in the air subsided, replaced by a strange, new balance. One evening, Melissa came home late from a council meeting. The house was quiet, but it was not empty. Ryder was asleep, and Lennox was in her room. Joe was in the kitchen reading the newspaper. How did your date go? Joe asked, not looking up. Leave me alone, Melissa said with a smile. It was not a school night, and he was captain of the football team, she added with a laugh. Wow, I just realized I have never actually had that conversation with my own mother. I would come in at 3 in the morning, and she would send me back out for gin, Joe mused. So, how did the kids get to bed? Melissa asked. Ryder knocked out about 11, and Lennox was, 1:30 in the morning, Joe reported. 1:30? Melissa asked, horrified. All right. She just got in bed when she heard the car pulling up. But she is caught up on biology and math, and the 5th season of that show, Joe explained. Does it work? Melissa asked, looking around the house. Joe smiled. Mel, this guy, I am not kidding, this guy is huge, he said, pointing to someone at the door. It was not a catastrophe. It was just life. And for the first time in a long time, Melissa felt like she might actually be able to handle it. She was a councilwoman, a woman of the people, and she was, against all odds, the head of a functioning family. She looked at Joe, the man who had walked in with nothing and had managed to build something worth keeping. The journey was not over. The road ahead was still paved with trash protests, school suspensions, and the unpredictable nature of teenagers. But as she stood in the center of her home, she realized that she was no longer alone in the fight. She had a partner in chaos, a friend in the mess, and a life that, while complicated, was finally starting to feel like a home. And that, she decided, was enough for now. The world outside was loud, the city was demanding, and the responsibilities were heavy. But inside these walls, there was a peace that she had fought hard to find. She took a deep breath, walked into the living room, and prepared to face whatever tomorrow would bring. Because in the end, it was not about perfection. It was about showing up, making mistakes, and finding the strength to keep going. And that was the most human thing of all. It is a bright and bustling morning in Toledo, Ohio, where the sunlight streams through the tall, arched windows of the city hall, casting long, dramatic shadows across the marble floors. Mel Burke, a woman of refined poise and fierce determination, walks with a brisk confidence that commands the attention of every eye in hues of gold and amber. It was a new day, and the cycle of life continued. She woke up, refreshed and ready, a smile on her face as she looked out at the world that was hers to shape, hers to nurture, and hers to share. It was time to live, time to lead, and time to continue the beautiful, extraordinary story that was her life. And as she stepped out into the world, she did so with a heart full of hope, a spirit full of purpose, and a soul that was truly, deeply, and profoundly happy. She walked out of the house, the morning air filled with the promise of possibility. She was ready to continue the work, ready to embrace the journey, and ready to live the life that she had been called to live. The city was waiting, the world was waiting, and she was ready. She was Melissa, and this was her life, her story, and her world. And it was a world of possibility, a world of hope, and a world of love. And she was ready to live it to the fullest. She got into her car, the familiar engine humming to life, and drove off, the morning sun leading the way. She was ready for the day, ready for the challenges, and ready for the joy. She was Melissa, and this was her day, her time, and her life. And as she drove, she knew that no matter what the day might bring, she had the strength, the purpose, and the love to handle it all. She was a woman of substance, a woman of purpose, and a woman of love. And she was living a life that was, in every way, a beautiful and extraordinary story. The road was long, the path was winding, but she was ready. She was ready to continue the journey, one step at a time, one day at a time, and one heart at a time. And as she looked toward the future, she saw nothing but possibility. A world of hope, a world of love, and a world of joy. She had found her way, and she was ready to live it, fully, completely, and without reservation. She was Melissa, and this was her life, her story, and her world. And it was beautiful. She arrived at the council building, the parking lot busy, the day in full swing. She stepped out, her head held high, her smile bright. She was ready for the meetings, the discussions, and the work of governance. But she also knew that the true work happened outside the walls of the chamber, in the lives of the people she served, and in the connections she fostered within her own home. She understood that the path to a better future was not through quick fixes or dramatic gestures. It was through the slow, steady work of building relationships, of listening, and of understanding. It was through the daily commitment to the values that united them, and through the persistent effort to find common ground. She was not just a politician, a guardian, or a woman of substance. She was a citizen, a member of a community, and a person who believed in the power of connection. And that was enough. It was more than enough. As she entered the chamber, she felt a sense of belonging. She was part of a larger purpose, part of a story that was still being written, and she was honored to be a part of it. She was ready to continue the work, ready to learn, and ready to grow. The city continued to thrive, the people finding their way, their hopes and dreams driving them forward. And as Melissa looked toward the horizon, she saw a future that was full of possibility. A future that was hers to shape, hers to nurture, and hers to share with those she loved. The journey was far from over. There would be more questions, more debates, and more unexpected turns in the road. But she was no longer afraid of the unknown. She had learned to embrace the uncertainty, to find strength in the struggle, and to trust in the process. She sat at the mahogany desk, her hands resting on the surface. She was ready. The meeting began and she was present, focused, and engaged. She was ready to serve, ready to lead, and ready to continue the work that she had been called to do. And as the meeting progressed, she found herself not just listening, but understanding. Not just speaking, but communicating. Not just leading, but inspiring. She was finding her voice, her power, and her place in the world. The city was a reflection of her, and she was a reflection of the city. Together, they were growing, learning, and evolving, and that was a beautiful thing. It was a journey of a lifetime, a story that was worth telling, and a life that was worth living. She knew that the work would continue, that the challenges would persist, and that the road ahead would be winding. But she also knew that she was ready. She was ready to face the world, to embrace the life, and to be the person she was meant to be. The council session ended, and she stepped out into the bright, late afternoon sun. The air was cool, the sky a clear, brilliant blue. She walked toward her car, feeling a sense of satisfaction, a sense of purpose that filled her heart. She drove home, the city unfolding before her, a landscape of lives and stories, of struggles and triumphs. She was a part of it, a witness to it, and a contributor to it. And she was proud to be a part of such a vibrant, dynamic community. She arrived home, the house waiting for her, a sanctuary of peace and love. She walked inside, the sound of life echoing through the halls. She felt a sense of belonging, a sense of home that she had been seeking for so long. She found Joe and the children, their voices filling the room with warmth and comfort. She joined them, their conversation flowing as easily as the evening breeze. They laughed, they listened, and they shared, a family in every sense of the word. As the sun began to set, casting long, soft shadows across the floor, she sat on the porch, the world around her quiet and still. She felt the peace of the moment, the beauty of the life she had created. And she knew with absolute certainty that she was exactly where she needed to be. The stars began to appear, one by one, a tapestry of light in the vast, dark sky. And as she looked up, she felt a sense of awe, a sense of wonder at the vastness of the universe, and at the small, significant part she played in it. She was a woman of substance, a woman of purpose, and a woman of love. And she was living a life that was, in every way, a beautiful and extraordinary story. And as she closed her eyes, she was grateful for every moment, every lesson, and every person who had been a part of it. The night was quiet, the world was at peace, and she was ready for whatever the next day would bring. She had found her way, and she was ready to continue the journey, one step at a time, one day at a time, and one heart at a time. For she was Melissa, and this was her life, her story, and her world. And it was a world of possibility, a world of hope, and a world of love, and she was ready to live it to the fullest. The morning light would bring new challenges, but she would meet them with the same determination and the same commitment that had carried her through every moment. She was a woman who had learned to trust in the process, to believe in the power of connection, and to find strength in the journey itself. And as the darkness of the night deepened, she felt the warmth of the home, the comfort of the family, and the peace of the soul. She was ready for rest, ready for reflection, and ready for the future. She closed her eyes, a smile on her face, the contentment of the day settling into her soul. She was a woman who had found her way, a woman who had embraced her life, and a woman who was truly, deeply, and profoundly happy. The house was quiet, the world outside was at rest, and she was at peace. It was a beautiful night, and she was looking forward to a beautiful tomorrow. For she had learned the most important lesson of all, that life is not about the destination, but about the journey itself. It is about the people we meet, the lessons we learn, and the connections we forge along the way. And it is about the love that we share, the compassion that we show, and the grace that we bring to the world. And as she drifted into a deep, peaceful sleep, she knew that she was ready. Ready for the next chapter, ready for the next adventure, and ready for the life that was yet to unfold. For she was, and always would be, a woman of substance, a woman of purpose, and a woman of love. The city was asleep, the house was silent, and the stars were shining bright. A new day would soon dawn, and with it, a new set of possibilities. But for now, there was only the quiet peace of the night, the warmth of the home, and the promise of a future that was, in every way, a beautiful and extraordinary story. She was not of grand political victories or flawless resolutions, but of small, quiet moments. The shared laughter over a meal, the quiet understanding of a difficult day, the simple joy of being together. She dreamed of a life that was authentic, meaningful, and grounded in the things that truly mattered. When she woke the next morning, the sun was streaming through the window, a golden promise of a new beginning. She felt refreshed, her mind clear and her heart open. She walked into the kitchen. The familiar sounds of the household greeted her with a warmth that felt like a hug. Joe was already there, the coffee brewing, the aroma filling the room. He looked at her, a knowing smile on his face, as if he understood the transformation that had taken place. They did not need to speak. The understanding was there, in the quiet exchange of a glance, in the steady, familiar rhythm of their presence. The children joined them, their energy a vibrant contrast to the calm that filled the room. They talked, they shared, and they prepared for the day ahead. And as Melissa watched them, she felt a profound sense of gratitude. She had everything she needed to thrive. The day ahead would be filled with challenges, with demands, and with the inevitable surprises of life. But she would face them with a new sense of purpose and a renewed commitment to the values that guided her. She would lead with empathy, she would support with compassion, and she would live with a heart full of hope. She walked out the door, the morning air filled with the promise of possibility. She was ready, ready to continue the work, ready to embrace the journey, and ready to live the life that she had been called to live. The city continued to hum, a testament to the life that it held. It was a tapestry of individual stories, a collection of hopes, dreams, and challenges. And as Melissa navigated the streets, she felt a part of it all. She felt a responsibility to contribute, to nurture, and to lead in a way that honored the humanity of every individual. She arrived at the council building, her presence confident and her focus clear. She was ready for the meetings, the discussions, and the work of governance. But she also knew that the true work happened outside the walls of the chamber, in the lives of the people she served, and in the connections she fostered within her own home. She understood that the path to a better future was not through quick fixes or dramatic gestures. It was through the slow, steady work of building relationships, of listening, and of understanding. It was through the daily commitment to the values that united them, and through the persistent effort to find common ground. She was not just a politician, a guardian, or a woman of substance. She was a citizen, a member of a community, and a person who believed in the power of connection. And that was enough. It was more than enough. As she entered the chamber, she felt a sense of belonging. She was part of a larger purpose, part of a story that was still being written, and she was honored to be a part of it. She was ready to continue the work, ready to learn, and ready to grow. The city continued to thrive, the people finding their way, their hopes and dreams driving them forward. And as Melissa looked toward the horizon, she saw a future that was full of possibility, a future that was hers to shape, hers to nurture, and hers to share with those she loved. The journey was far from over. There would be more questions, more debates, and more unexpected turns in the road. But she was no longer afraid of the unknown. She had learned to embrace the uncertainty, to find strength in the struggle, and to trust in the process. She sat at the mahogany desk, her hands resting on the surface. She was ready. The meeting began, and she was present, focused, and engaged. She was ready to serve, ready to lead, and ready to continue the work that she had been called to do. And as the meeting progressed, she found herself not just listening, but understanding. Not just speaking, but communicating. Not just leading, but inspiring. She was finding her voice, her power, and her place in the world. The city was a reflection of her, and she was a reflection of the city. Together, they were growing, learning, and evolving, and that was a beautiful thing. It was a journey of a lifetime, a story that was worth telling, and a life that was worth living. She knew that the work would continue, that the challenges would persist, and that the road ahead would be winding. But she also knew that she was ready. She was ready to face the world, to embrace the life, and to be the person she was meant to be. The council session ended, and she stepped out into the bright, late afternoon sun. The air was cool, the sky a clear, brilliant blue. She walked toward her car, feeling a sense of satisfaction, a sense of purpose that filled her heart. She drove home, the city unfolding before her, a landscape of lives and stories, of struggles and triumphs. She was a part of it, a witness to it, and a contributor to it. And she was proud to be a part of such a vibrant, dynamic community. She arrived home, the house waiting for her, a sanctuary of peace and love. She walked inside, the sound of life echoing through the halls. She felt a sense of belonging, a sense of home that she had been seeking for so long. She found Joe and the children, their voices filling the room with warmth and comfort. She joined them, their conversation flowing as easily as the evening breeze. They laughed, they listened, and they shared, a family in every sense of the word. As the sun began to set, casting long, soft shadows across the floor, she sat on the porch, the world around her quiet and still. She felt the peace of the moment, the beauty of the life she had created. And she knew with absolute certainty that she was exactly where she needed to be. The stars began to appear, one by one, a tapestry of light in the vast, dark sky. And as she looked up, she felt a sense of awe, a sense of wonder at the vastness of the universe, and at the small, significant part she played in it. She was a woman of substance, a woman of purpose, and a woman of love. And she was living a life that was, in every way, a beautiful and extraordinary story. And as she closed her eyes, she was grateful for every moment, every lesson, and every person who had been a part of it. The night was quiet, the world was at peace, and she was ready for whatever the next day would bring. She had found her way, and she was ready to continue the journey, one step at a time, one day at a time, and one heart at a time. For she was Melissa, and this was her life, her story, and her world. And it was a world of possibility, a world of hope, and a world of love, and she was ready to live it to the fullest. The morning light would bring new challenges, but she would meet them with the same determination and the same commitment that had carried her through every moment. She was a woman who had learned to trust in the process, to believe in the power of connection, and to find strength in the journey itself. And as the darkness of the night deepened, she felt the warmth of the home, the comfort of the family, and the peace of the soul. She was ready for rest, ready for reflection, and ready for the future. She closed her eyes, a smile on her face, the contentment of the day settling into her soul. She was a woman who had found her way, a woman who had embraced her life, and a woman who was truly, deeply, and profoundly happy. The house was quiet, the world outside was at rest, and she was at peace. It was a beautiful night, and she was looking forward to a beautiful tomorrow. For she had learned the most important lesson of all. That life is not about the destination, but about the journey itself. It is about the people we meet, the lessons we learn, and the connections we forge along the way. And it is about the love that we share, the compassion that we show, and the grace that we bring to the world. And as she drifted into a deep, peaceful sleep, she knew that she was ready. Ready for the next chapter, ready for the next adventure, and ready for the life that was yet to unfold. For she was, and always would be, a woman of substance, a woman of purpose, and a woman of love. The city was asleep, the house was silent, and the stars were shining bright. A new day would soon dawn, and with it, a new set of possibilities. But for now, there was only the quiet peace of the night, the warmth of the home, and the promise of a future that was, in every way, a beautiful and extraordinary story. She was at home, she was at peace, and she was exactly where she was meant to be. The morning sun eventually broke over the horizon, painting the sky. The city continued its hum, the trash was collected, the schools continued their work, and the lives of those within the house went on. They were all part of a larger story, one that was being written day by day, in the small moments and the big decisions. And as Melissa drove to work, she looked back at the house one last time, a smile playing on her lips. She had everything she needed. Life was not a simple equation. It was not a series of neatly resolved problems. It was a messy, complicated, and often frustrating journey. But it was also a beautiful one, filled with moments of grace and connection. It was a journey that she was honored to be a part of, one that she was committed to navigating, one day at a time. She thought about the children, about Lennox and Ryder, and how much they had grown in such a short time. She thought about Joe, and how he had surprised her with his resilience, his humor, and his capacity for care. She thought about the community, and how even the most contentious issues could be addressed with empathy and understanding. She realized that the true value of her work, both as a public servant and as a guardian, was not in the big wins or the public recognition. It was in the small, quiet moments of connection that she was able to foster. It was in the way she was able to help those around her find their own strength and their own path. The city council was waiting for her, as were the countless demands of her position. But for now, in this brief moment of reflection, she felt grounded. She felt prepared. She felt ready to lead, to serve, and to grow. And as she navigated the streets, she could not help but feel a sense of gratitude for the challenges, for the lessons, and for the people who had walked into her life and changed it in ways she had never expected. She was a woman of substance, a woman of purpose, and she was, in her own way, exactly where she needed to be. The city of today was different from the city of yesterday. It was more resilient, more connected, and more hopeful. And as she looked toward the horizon, she saw a future that was full of possibility. A future that was hers to shape, hers to nurture, and hers to share with those she loved. The journey was far from over. There would be more questions, more debates, and more unexpected turns in the road. But she was no longer afraid of the unknown. She had learned to embrace the uncertainty, to find strength in the struggle, and to trust in the process. She pulled her car into the parking lot of the council building. It was a familiar sight, one that usually filled her with a sense of duty and determination. But today it felt different, felt like the start of something new. A new chapter in a story that was still being written. She stepped out of the car, the cool air greeting her with a refreshing crispness. She walked toward the building, her head held high. She was ready. Ready to serve, ready to lead, and ready to continue the work that she had been called to do. Inside the building, the air was thick with the scent of coffee and the sounds of bustling activity. The council members were gathered, their voices raised in discussion, their faces set with the seriousness of their work. Melissa took her seat, the familiar weight of the mahogany desk beneath her hands. The meeting began, as it always did, with the roll call and the approval of the minutes. But as she listened to the discussions, she heard the echoes of the conversations she had had at home. She heard the same concerns, the same hopes, and the same desire for a better future. She spoke up, her voice clear and resonant. She spoke of the importance of community, of the need for empathy, and of the power of working together. She spoke of the lessons she had learned, the challenges she had faced, and the hope that she had found in the most unexpected of places. Her words resonated through the chamber, bringing a sense of calm to the room. The members listened, their expressions softening, their defenses dropping. They began to see the issues not just as political problems to be solved, but as human challenges that required human solutions. The meeting progressed, the debates becoming more constructive, the decisions more thoughtful. It was a shift, a subtle but significant change in the way they worked together. And it was a shift that she had helped to bring about. As the meeting came to an end, she felt a sense of accomplishment. Not just because they had made progress on the issues at hand, but because they had found a way to work together, to understand each other, and to find common ground. She walked out of the building, the sun high in the sky. She felt a lightness in her step, a sense of joy that had been missing for so long. She knew that the challenges would return, that there would be more disagreements and more hurdles to overcome. But she also knew that she was ready. She was ready to face them, to learn from them, and to grow through them. The drive home was quiet. She reflected on the day, on the conversations she had had, and on the connections she had made. She thought about Lennox and Ryder, and how much she was looking forward to seeing them, to hearing about their day, and to continuing the conversation that they had started. She pulled into the driveway, the house standing strong and welcoming before her. She walked inside, the sound of laughter echoing through the halls. She felt a sense of belonging, a sense of peace that she had not felt in a long time. She walked into the kitchen, the aroma of a delicious meal filling the air. Joe was there, his sleeves rolled up, his focus on the task at hand. Lennox and Ryder were at the table, their books open, their attention on their work. She smiled, a warmth spreading through her chest. It was a simple, everyday scene. And yet, it was the most beautiful thing she had ever seen. It was a life, a family, and a home, and she was a part of it. She joined them at the table, the conversation flowing easily. They talked about school, about the meeting, about the small joys and the little frustrations of the day. They laughed, they listened, and they shared. It was a moment of connection, a moment of presence, and a moment of gratitude. It was a reminder that no matter how chaotic life might seem, there is always beauty to be found, there is always love to be shared, and there is always a sense of home to be nurtured. And as the night drew to a close, and the house began to quiet, she sat on the couch, the book in her lap, the gentle glow of the lamp illuminating the pages. She thought about the journey, about the path she had traveled, and about the destination she was still discovering. She was not just a politician, a guardian, or a woman of substance. She was a human being with the same hopes, the same fears, and the same dreams as anyone else. And she was okay with that. She was more than okay with that. She realized that the true meaning of success was not in the accolades she received, or in the positions she held, but in the connections she made, in the people she helped, and in the life she lived. It was in the everyday moments of kindness, of compassion, and of love. As she closed the book, she looked around the room, feeling a sense of peace. She had everything she needed. She was where she was meant to be. And she was excited for the future, for the possibilities, and for the journey that lay ahead. She turned off the lamp, the room falling into a soft, comfortable darkness. She felt the weight of the day lift from her shoulders, replaced by a sense of calm. She was ready for sleep, ready to recharge, and ready for whatever tomorrow would bring. She closed her eyes, a smile on her face, the contentment of the day settling into her soul. She was a woman who had found her way, a woman who had embraced her life, and a woman who was truly, deeply, and profoundly happy. The house was quiet, the world outside was at rest, and she was at peace. It was a beautiful night, and she was looking forward to a beautiful tomorrow. But the peace of the night was not merely a conclusion. It was a transition. As she drifted into sleep, her mind, still sharp and analytical, began to weave the threads of her life into a tapestry of understanding. The political maneuvering, the teenage angst, the unexpected partnership with a man she had once dismissed, they were not random events. They were pieces of a larger puzzle, a pattern emerging from the chaos. She understood now that her life was not a series of tasks to be completed, but a series of relationships to be nurtured. The council chamber was not just a place of power, but a place of connection, where individual voices could be amplified to create a chorus of progress. Her home was not just a place to live, but a sanctuary, where the struggles of the day could be left at the door, and where the true work of living, loving, supporting, and growing could take place. She dreamed, was piling up in front of the local restaurant, a direct consequence of the decision to reduce pickup services to once a week to pay for the smaller class sizes. It was a classic political conundrum. A man stormed to the front, his face flushed with frustration. He was a regular at these meetings, a loud voice in the community who enjoyed the theatricality of protest. He began to air his grievances about the garbage, his voice rising in volume until it echoed through the chamber. The council chamber felt smaller as the tension rose. Melissa watched the man with the practiced patience of someone who had learned to navigate difficult waters. She kept her composure, refusing to succumb to the temptation of reacting with anger. She reminded the room that a reduction in trash service was what paid for the smaller class sizes. She stood her ground, remaining the mature, rational adult, even as the situation teetered on the edge of chaos. She looked at the man and said, "Do not be that guy. Do not be that guy that brings your garbage into a public arena and acts like a crazy person. Act like a gentleman. Thank you." The room went silent, momentarily stunned by her directness. It was a moment of victory, however small. Yet the peace was fleeting. A man named Joe Longo, who had been lingering in the background, chose that moment to interject. He was a man who had clearly seen better days, his sharp eyes betraying a history of high stakes and harder falls. He demanded to know where his brother-in-law had hidden the money he had stolen. Melissa looked at him, her expression hardening. She clarified that she was not her sister, and she was certainly not responsible for the actions of her relatives. She asked the room if anyone else had a relative they were not exactly proud of, hoping to diffuse the tension. It worked mostly. The meeting moved on, but the encounter left an impression on her. Later, as the reality of her home life returned to her, she felt the familiar exhaustion of being a legal guardian to two teenagers who were struggling to find their footing in a world that felt increasingly chaotic. Her niece, Lennox, was a whirlwind of teenage angst and rebellion, while her nephew, Ryder, was a quiet observer of the family drama. "Aunt Mel," Lennox asked, "why are angry white guys throwing trash at our front door?" "There is a political debate in the community," Melissa explained, trying to keep her voice level, "in which the majority feels as though." "This is getting heavy," Lennox interrupted, "and really smelly." "I am just going to leave this here for you, Aunt Mel," Lennox said, gesturing to the porch. "There are like 10 more on the porch." Melissa sighed. The challenges of her professional life were bleeding into her personal space. She had tried to create a welcoming environment for the children, even going so far as to put a new dresser in Lennox's room, but the effort had been met with resistance. Lennox saw living here as a temporary inconvenience, a sentiment that made Melissa feel like a monster despite her best intentions. She recalled her own youth, the drinking, the confusion, and realized that she was failing to connect. That evening, a friend named Rhonda came over to watch the children. Rhonda was a constant in their lives, a bridge between Melissa and the kids. She mentioned that the coach said Ryder needed a better jump shot. Melissa was impressed that she possessed such knowledge, and Rhonda, with a smile, reminded her that all Asian women were all about the hoops. Melissa prepared for a date, her first in a long time. She felt nervous. She tried on different outfits, wondering what message she wanted to convey. Did she want to look like the smart, independent, bright political future, or the former bad girl? She settled on something that felt like a compromise. However, the peace was shattered by a phone call. It was the school principal, calling to report that Lennox had been suspended. She had handed out flyers with an original poem that rhymed her principal's name in a creative way that had not gone over well. It was a disaster. Melissa, already exhausted, felt the weight of her responsibilities crashing down again. She realized she could not do this alone. She needed help. She needed a professional. She needed someone who could provide structure and discipline. She needed a nanny. Meanwhile, Joe Longo was struggling to find his footing. Having lost his job, his condo, and his car, he was living a life of quiet desperation. He had approached Melissa at the council meeting not out of malice, but out of a desperate need for a connection, for a lifeline. When he realized that Melissa was hiring, and that the position included meals, he saw an opportunity. He interviewed for the position, his demeanor shifting from the frantic, desperate man at the council meeting to someone who was surprisingly organized and capable. He knew how to manage people. He had run a youth center after all. He knew how to cook, how to help with homework, and how to command respect. Melissa was skeptical. She did not like him, at least not initially. He was abrasive, he lied, and he bribed his way through problems. But he was effective. He managed to get Ryder to finish his history paper by refusing to let him leave until it was done. He helped Lennox through her issues with the principal, even if his methods were unconventional. He told Lennox, try loosening up your knees a little bit, and he helped Ryder understand the value of discipline. He brought a sense of order to the household that had been lacking. As the days turned into weeks, the dynamic began to shift. The tension in the house eased. The trash was cleared, the homework was finished, and the teenagers began to respect the man who had crashed into their lives. Melissa found herself relying on Joe, not just as a nanny, but as a partner in the delicate art of raising a family. One evening, after a long day, Melissa and Joe sat in the living room. The house was quiet. The children were asleep. They talked about the challenges they had faced, the mistakes they had made, and the unexpected turn their lives had taken. Joe admitted that he had made mistakes, that his life had become an abyss of inky black despair. But he also acknowledged that he had found a sense of purpose in this house. He had found a way to be useful, to be needed. Melissa listened, her guard slowly coming down. She realized that Joe was not just the abrasive, homeless trader who had crashed her council meeting. He was a man who, like her, was trying to navigate the complexities of life in a world that was not always fair. I think you put the whole trash issue to bed, Joe said, referring to the community protest. I think we did, Melissa replied, looking at him. They sat in silence for a moment, the weight of the day lifting. It was not a perfect situation. They were two people from different worlds, trying to make sense of a reality that had thrown them together. But for the first time in a long time, Melissa felt a sense of hope. She felt that they were moving in the right direction. The house was not just a place to live. It was becoming a home. And as they navigated the ups and downs of their daily lives, they found that even the most unexpected connections could lead to the most meaningful relationships. They were not perfect, and their situation was far from ideal, but they were in it together. The challenges would continue. There would be more school issues, more community protests, and more moments of frustration. But they were no longer facing them alone. They had each other, and that, Melissa realized, was the most important thing of all. The following morning, the sun rose over the city, casting a warm glow over the quiet street. Inside the house, the rhythm of their daily routine began. There was the sound of breakfast being prepared, the chatter of teenagers getting ready for school, and the steady, reassuring presence of a man who had become an integral part of their lives. Melissa watched as Joe helped Lennox with her bag, offering a few words of encouragement. She saw how Ryder looked up to him, how he listened to his advice. She realized that they had created something special, a makeshift family that worked despite the odds. She walked out the door, ready to face the day, ready to take on the challenges that awaited her. She was a public servant, a guardian, and now part of something bigger than herself. She knew that the road ahead would not be easy, but she also knew that she had the strength to handle it. She had found a partner in the most unlikely of places, and together, they were building a life that was worth living. It was a lesson in humility, in patience, and in the power of connection. It was a reminder that no matter how chaotic life might seem, there is always room for hope, for change, and for the possibility of finding common ground in the most unexpected ways. And as she stepped into the bright, morning light, she felt a sense of peace that she had not felt in a long time. She was rare, the challenges would arise, and the unexpected would inevitably happen. But she was not afraid. She had learned that she did not have to be the perfect hero. She just had to be present, engaged, and willing to learn along with everyone else. The house was full of potential, a vessel for the stories they were yet to write. Each room held a memory, each hallway a promise. And as she closed her eyes, she envisioned a future where they would look back at this moment, not as a time of crisis, but as the beginning of a true family. A family built not by blood, but by choice, by necessity, and by the shared desire to do better. It was a quiet resolution, one that echoed in the heart of the home. The chaos of the day had settled into a gentle hum of contentment. Tomorrow would bring its own set of demands, but for now, there was only the peace of a job well done. And that was a victory in itself. In the end, it was not the grandeur of her position or the complexity of her politics that defined her. It was the love she had for those around her, the resilience she showed in the face of adversity, and the humor she found in the most unlikely of situations. It was the simple human experience of living, and she was grateful for every single moment of it. The city lights outside her window twinkled like stars in the night sky. She watched them, thinking about all the people out there, each with their own struggles and their own triumphs. She was one of them, a part of the tapestry of life, and she was ready to play her part. With a deep breath, she embraced the stillness, ready to face whatever the new day would bring. The house, with all its history and all its future, was ready to begin again. And as the dawn approached, she knew that they were ready to meet it, together. It was the start of a story that was only just beginning, a story of growth, of change, and of the enduring power of connection. And she, Melissa Burke, was ready to write it, one day, one moment, and one choice at a time. The weight of the world seemed a little lighter tonight. She had help, she had hope, and she had a sense of purpose that transcended the titles and the responsibilities. She was a woman, a guardian, and a friend, and she was enough. That was the most important lesson of all. She walked to the window and looked out at the street. Everything seemed calm. The world was waiting, and she was ready to step out and meet it. It was a new day, a new beginning, and a new life, and she was determined to make the most of every second. With a final, lingering look at the peaceful room, she turned and headed toward her bedroom. The house was quiet, the occupants were resting, and the future was wide open. It was a moment of profound clarity, a pause before the next chapter would unfold. She was ready. The story was far from over. In fact, it was just reaching the prologue. There were adventures to be had, lessons to be learned, and bonds to be forged. And she was going to be there for every part of it. She was Melissa Burke, and this was her life, her home, and her story, and it was exactly where she was meant to be. The quiet of the house was a comfort, a stark contrast to the bustle of the day. It was in these moments that she found her strength, the quiet reflection that fueled her public actions. She knew the work ahead would be difficult, but she also knew it would be rewarding. She was building something, not just in her community, but within the walls of her home. She lay in bed, the exhaustion finally catching up with her. But it was a good exhaustion, the kind that comes from hard work and genuine effort. She closed her eyes, and as she drifted into sleep, she felt a sense of peace that she had not known in a very long time. Everything was going to be all right. She had Joe, she had the kids, and she had herself. And for the first time in a long time, that was enough. The stars outside continued to shine, oblivious to the small drama that had unfolded within the walls of the house. But within those walls, a new chapter had begun, a chapter of hope and connection. And as she drifted off, she felt a smile play on her lips. She was excited for what tomorrow would bring. And so, the house was silent, the occupants were asleep, and the night was calm. But beneath the surface, the seeds of change were taking root. And in the morning, when the sun would rise and the day would begin anew, they would be ready to grow, to learn, and to thrive. Because that is what families do. They grow, they learn, and they thrive together. It was a simple truth, but it was the most important one of all. And as the night turned into dawn, the promise of a new day beckoned, filled with endless possibilities. And she, Melissa Burke, was ready to meet them all. She was ready to be the best she could be, for herself, for her family, and for the world. And with that thought, she surrendered to sleep, confident in the future that awaited them. The journey ahead would be long and winding, but she was ready. She had the courage, the determination, and the heart. And she knew that with each step, they would become stronger, closer, and more resilient. It was the promise of a new beginning, and it was a promise she intended to keep. And so, the night concluded, leaving behind the traces of a day that had changed everything. The silence was not empty. It was filled with the echoes of their shared experiences and the anticipation of what was to come. And in that silence, there was a sense of profound peace. They were home and they were safe, and that was the greatest gift of all. The dawn was approaching, the sky beginning to lighten. It was a sign of hope, a reminder that no matter what, the sun would always rise. And with the sunrise came a new opportunity to make things right, to start over, and to build something beautiful. And she was ready for it all. She was ready. She was not just a councilwoman or a guardian or a boss. She was a person living a life learning as she went. And she was proud of the journey she was on. She was proud of her family. She was proud of her home. And she was proud of herself. And she knew that this was only the beginning. The world was vast, and the challenges were great. But she was not alone. She had a team, she had a purpose, and she had a belief in the goodness of people. And that was enough to carry her through any storm. She was ready. She was truly ready. The house was still, but it was alive with potential. The future was bright, and the path was clear. And she was ready to walk it, one step at a time with courage and grace. She was ready. The light of the new day began to filter through the windows, bathing the room in a soft, golden glow. It was a beautiful sight, a symbol of the new beginning that awaited them. And as she opened her eyes, she felt a surge of energy, a readiness to face the day. She was ready to live, to love, and to lead. She was ready. She stood up, walked to the window, and looked out at the city. It was her city, her home, her life. And she was ready to serve it, to love it, and to protect it. She was ready. The morning was fresh, and the air was crisp. It was a perfect day for a new beginning. And she was ready to seize it. She was ready to be the woman she was meant to be. And she was ready to lead her family into a future that was bright, bold, and full of promise. She was ready. And so, with a smile on her face and a resolve in her heart, she stepped out into the new day. The journey was long, but she was ready to walk it, one step at a time, with love and laughter. She was ready. The end of the beginning was just the start of the adventure. and she was ready to live it to the fullest. She was ready. The morning light was growing, and the day was calling, and she was ready to answer. She was ready. The journey was just beginning, and she was ready for every part of it. She was ready. The lights of the television studio hummed with a low, electric intensity, a stark contrast to the quiet, dusty reality of the local council building. For Melissa Burke, politics was not merely a career. It was a daily performance art where the stakes were high and the audience was rarely satisfied. She stood at the podium, her suit perfectly tailored, her hair pulled back into a sleek, professional style. She was a public servant by day, and in the quiet moments between meetings, she felt the weight of her responsibilities pressing down upon her like an iron curtain. Well, I have to turn on the heat during the day, she thought to herself, or nobody gets anything done. The council meeting began with the usual flurry of complaints and urgent grievances. The topic of the hour was the elementary school class size, which was being capped at 22 students. It was a noble goal, but it was being met with fierce resistance from the community, particularly regarding the logistics of city services. The trash was standing there. She looked at the audience, feeling the weight of her responsibilities. She was a public servant by day, a woman balancing the needs of a community with the unpredictable rhythm of her own home. She had to turn on the heat during the day, or nobody would get anything done, as the old saying went in the halls of city government. The council story was the talk of the town. She had made a firm decision, declaring that from that moment forward, they were capping elementary school class sizes at 22 students. It was a noble goal, but it came with its own set of complications. Garbage was currently piling up in front of her restaurant because she had cut pickups to once a week. It was a necessary trade, she told herself. A reduction in trash service was what paid for those smaller, more intimate classrooms. Then, there was the incident at the council meeting. Some gentlemen with trash bags had come at her, shouting and creating a spectacle, but she had remained the mature, rational adult. She had held her own, reminding the crowd that they should not be that person who brings garbage into a public arena to act like a person who had lost all sense of decorum. She had thanked them, even while inwardly feeling the strain of it all. The real trouble, however, was not the trash. It was the legacy of her brother-in-law. A man had confronted her at the podium, demanding to know where the money his relative had stolen from him had gone. It was a public humiliation, but she had deflected with poise. She had asked the room if anyone else had a relative they were not exactly proud of, finding solidarity in the shared imperfection of humanity. Later that evening, the reality of her home life crashed into her professional exhaustion. Her niece, Lennox, had been causing trouble. The house was not exactly a sanctuary of peace. There were angry white men throwing trash at their front door due to the political debate in the community. It was getting heavy, and the scent of rotting refuse was becoming difficult to ignore. Lennox dropped the news that there were 10 more bags on the porch, a silent testament to the neighborhood discontent. Melissa felt the exhaustion seep into her bones. She looked at the dresser she had placed in the room of her niece, a gesture of welcome that had been met with cool indifference. Lennox seemed to think that living there was merely temporary, but the girl no longer shared her thoughts with her aunt. Melissa recalled a time when they would sneak out together or talk about matching tattoos. Now, there was only a wall of teenage defiance. She had to leave for the evening, so she arranged for Rhonda to stay with the children. Her mind was occupied with the thought of the kids, their potential, and the challenges of raising them. She had been nervous about her social life, having not been on a date since the children moved in. She looked in the mirror, debating between two outfits. One said smart, independent, and bright, while the other leaned toward the persona of a former bad girl. She chose the former, but fate had other plans. The phone rang, and it was the school principal. The news was grim. Lennox had been suspended for handing out flyers containing an original poem that rhymed her principal name in a way that had not gone over well. Melissa was stunned. She had been the legal guardian for 2 months, and already her niece was in deep trouble. She felt the pressure of being the legal guardian of the year, a title she was quickly losing. Her friend suggested she hire someone, a professional organizer or a nanny. The children needed structure, discipline, and perhaps, as they joked, electroshock therapy. Melissa knew that she could not do everything on her own, but she was determined to try. She went to talk to Lennox, finding her niece in a defiant mood. They spoke of the concert they had attended together, the Fall Out Boy show, a memory of a time when they had shared important things. But the moment of connection was fleeting. Lennox was angry, and Melissa was desperate to bridge the gap. They had an appointment at the school, and Melissa insisted that Lennox attend. She was firm. Nothing was more important than education. Just as she was preparing to leave for her date, a man arrived at her door. It was the man from the city council meeting. He was there to apologize. He admitted that he had been a fool to crash her meeting, asking about his brother-in-law. He was looking for answers, and he had been desperate. He had heard the name of a place, Bolivia, and had assumed the worst. Melissa was flustered, her date waiting, her niece in crisis, and this man, this Joe Longo, appearing at her doorstep. Joe Longo was not just any man. He had been a successful commodities trader, a man who had made millions before his brother-in-law had squandered it all. He was now homeless, having lost his job, his condo, and was on the verge of losing his car. He was desperate for work, and he proposed a solution. He could manage the household, cook the meals, and bring the structure that the children so desperately needed. Melissa was skeptical. He was a lunatic, but he was a capable one. They engaged in a negotiation, a dance of desperation and necessity. He needed a job and she needed help. He claimed to have run a youth center, to have been in charge of 50 teenagers. He was charming, persistent, and entirely out of options. She finally relented. He would start on Monday or perhaps even today, if he could move his things out of his car. The transition was immediate and chaotic. Joe moved into the rhythm of the house with surprising ease. He dealt with the kids, forcing them to do their homework, refusing to let them cut corners. He was the authority figure she had been struggling to be. He took the kids to school, handled the laundry, and navigated the delicate social web of her home. The resolution of the school issue was the true test. Joe had coached Lennox, encouraged her to apologize, and had even offered her money to soften the blow. It was an unconventional method, one that Melissa found both appalling and effective. Lennox apologized to the principal, and for the first time, she had said something kind about Melissa in front of others. It was a moment of grace. As the sun set on the day, the household began to settle. Joe had secured his place for the time being. The children were safe, the school situation had been resolved, and for once the house felt a little less like a war zone. They were all finding their way in this new, unexpected arrangement. Melissa looked at Joe, realizing that her life had taken a turn she never could have anticipated. He was not the elegant solution she had envisioned, but he was exactly what they needed. The trash was being managed, the class sizes were being addressed, and the children were finally listening. There was a sense of hope in the air. As they prepared for the night, there were still challenges ahead. Joe was a complex character, a man who had lost everything but was finding purpose in the most domestic of settings. Lennox was still a teenager, full of fire and confusion. And Melissa was still a woman navigating the complexities of public office. But together they were a team. The house was quiet, save for the hum of the refrigerator and the distant sounds of the city. Melissa felt a sense of calm. She had been worried about her date, about her reputation, about the perception of her as a guardian. But looking at the peace in the living room, she realized that success was not measured in perfect outcomes, but in the small, everyday efforts to make things work. She had an epiphany then. Life was not about the grand gestures or the perfectly orchestrated plans. It was about the messy, unpredictable, and often difficult moments that brought people together. It was about the apologies, the compromises, and the willingness to accept help when it was offered, even from the most unlikely sources. She walked into the living room, where Joe was tidying up. He looked up, a faint smile on his face. They did not say much, but the silence was comfortable. They had survived the day, and they would survive the tomorrow. There was a path forward, and for the first time in a long time, Melissa felt ready to walk it. The city council would have their debates, the trash would continue to pile up in some places, and the teenagers would continue to push boundaries. But within the walls of this home, there was a new foundation. It was built on the ruins of old mistakes and the potential of new beginnings. It was a life, lived day by day, in all its complicated and beautiful glory. And as the night deepened, Melissa knew one thing for certain: they were going to be just fine. She turned off the lights, the darkness bringing a sense of closure to the day. The journey was long, and there were many miles to go, but they were in it together. And that, she decided, was more than enough. She thought about the upcoming week. There were meetings to attend, projects to launch, and children to raise. The pressure would be there. The morning sun filtered through the curtains of the bedroom, casting a soft, golden glow over the room where Melissa Burke lay. Her life was a complex tapestry of political obligations, public service, and the unexpected, chaotic responsibility of raising two teenagers who had been thrust into her care. As a councilwoman, Melissa was accustomed to the rigid structure of City Hall, where agendas were planned and resolutions were passed. Her home, however, defied such orderly logic. She sat up, rubbing the sleep from her eyes, already mentally preparing for the day. She was a public servant by day and, in her own estimation, a hottie by night. Or so she liked to think. Today was going to be another battle in the war of maintaining order. Downstairs, the atmosphere was entirely different. Her nephew, Ryder, and her niece, Lennox, were navigating the turbulence of their own lives. Melissa walked into the kitchen, the smell of coffee brewing serving as her only comfort. On the television, the local news played, discussing the recent city council story. The community was in an uproar over the decision to cap elementary school class sizes at 22 students. The unintended consequence was the garbage piling up in front of her restaurant because the pickup schedule had been reduced to once a week to fund the education initiative. It was a classic political trade-off, but it was creating a massive headache for her. She recalled the confrontation from the previous day. She had been at a public meeting, trying to address the grievances of her constituents. A man had confronted her, demanding to know where his brother-in-law was, accusing her of hiding the truth about his whereabouts. He had been aggressive, shouting, acting like a gentleman who had lost his way. Melissa had stood her ground, remaining the mature, rational adult even as the man threw trash at her in a public display of frustration. She had looked him straight in the eye and told him not to be that guy. Do not be the person who brings domestic grievances into a public arena and acts like a crazy person. Act like a gentleman. She had felt the sting of the encounter even now, sitting in her kitchen. Her own sister had complicated things, but she had stood her ground. People often told her she reminded them of her father, the esteemed senator. It was a compliment she cherished, even if the stress of it all threatened to wear her down. Lennox wandered into the room, her expression unreadable. She gestured toward the front porch. The garbage situation was escalating. Angry people from the community were leaving bags of trash at their door as a form of protest. The smell was becoming unbearable. It was a heavy, suffocating reminder that her political life and her private life were colliding in the most unpleasant way possible. Lennox informed her that there were about 10 more bags on the porch. Melissa sighed, rubbing her temples. She had hoped to make this living situation work. But Lennox acted as though their home was merely a temporary stop. The girl did not listen, did not take advice, and seemed determined to remain distant. Melissa remembered how difficult she had been at 15. She had been a rebel, sneaking out, getting into trouble. It was a wonder she had turned out as a functional adult. She turned her attention to the household, knowing she had to leave for the day. She instructed the babysitter, a woman named Rhonda, to watch over the children. The coach had mentioned that Ryder needed help with his jump shot. Melissa joked that, as an Asian woman, she was naturally skilled at hoops, though she was clearly teasing. She warned the children not to set the place on fire, a reference to an incident at their old house where Ryder, in a fit of teenage rage over his father leaving, had lit his father's suits on fire. It was a single, small fire, but the memory lingered. After the children left, Melissa focused on her appearance. She had a date that evening, the first one in a long time. She was nervous. She wanted to look smart, independent, and bright, the image of a rising political star. But she also feared the lingering shadow of her former self. The day at school had been a disaster for Lennox. Melissa received a call from the principal, Miss Lunt. Lennox had handed out flyers with a poem that rhymed the principal name in a rather insulting manner. It was a public spectacle, and it was the last thing Melissa needed. She was already struggling to manage the house, and now she had to deal with a school suspension. She felt like a failure as a legal guardian. When she arrived home, the house felt empty and heavy. She confronted Lennox, who was defensive, refusing to see why her behavior was a problem. Melissa was tired of the excuses. The girl had everything she needed, yet she chose to cause trouble. Miss Lunt was expecting an apology, and Melissa insisted they go to the office the next day. Lennox refused, claiming she would simply not go back to school. Melissa remained firm. This was about her education, and nothing was more important. Just as the argument reached its peak, a man appeared at the door. It was the man from the city hall meeting. He looked different, cleaner, and he was there to apologize. He admitted he had been a jackass for confronting her in public. He wanted to apologize for his behavior. When he spoke, he accidentally let slip the name of a country, Bolivia. Melissa realized he was still obsessed with finding his brother-in-law, who was involved in some shady commodities trading scheme that had cost him his fortune. The man, Joe Longo, was charming, in a desperate, frantic kind of way. He had lost his job, his home, his car, and his wife had left him. He was at the end of his rope. Melissa, despite her better judgment, found herself intrigued. She was in dire need of someone to help manage the household. The children needed structure, discipline, and, quite frankly, someone to cook meals that did not come from a drive-through window. Joe was a commodities trader used to handling millions of dollars. The idea of him acting as a nanny was absurd, but the more he spoke, the more it made sense. He was desperate for work, and she was desperate for help. She offered him the position. It was a low salary, but it included meals and a place to stay. Joe hesitated, but he had nowhere else to go. He agreed to start immediately. The following days were a whirlwind of adjustments. Joe was not a traditional nanny. He was assertive, perhaps a bit too much, but he brought a level of organization that the household had sorely lacked. He helped Ryder with his history paper, refusing to let him submit subpar work. He went to the school to help Lennox with her apology to Miss Lunt, even if he had to resort to some questionable tactics, like paying her $50 to be polite. It was not the parenting style Melissa would have chosen, but it worked. Lennox, for the first time, began to show a bit of respect, even offering a compliment to Joe, which left Melissa breathless. She realized that maybe, just maybe, she did not have to do this all alone. Joe, with all his faults and his history as a disgraced traitor, was exactly what the family needed. He was the piece of the puzzle that made the whole picture finally fit together. One evening, after a long day of navigating city politics and household crises, Melissa returned home to find the house quiet. Joe had handled everything. Ryder was caught up on his schoolwork, and Lennox was finally behaving. She sat down on the sofa, feeling a sense of peace that had been absent for months. Joe walked into the room, having finished his duties for the day. He looked at her, and for a moment, the tension that usually existed between them evaporated. He had been a wild card, a stranger who had stumbled into her life, but he had proven himself to be loyal, capable, and surprisingly effective. He was no longer just the man who had thrown trash at her. He was the person who was helping her raise the children she loved. As the moon rose outside, casting long shadows across the living room, Melissa realized that her life, while complicated, was finally beginning to move in the right direction. She had a partner in this chaotic journey, and for the first time in a long time, she was not afraid of what the future might hold. They had weathered the storm together, and in the process, they had built something that was beginning to feel like a real home. She looked at Joe and offered a small, sincere smile. He smiled back, his eyes tired but content. They had a long way to go, and there would surely be more challenges, more outbursts, and more trash on the porch, but they would face it together. And as the house settled into silence, Melissa knew that everything was going to be all right. The studio lights hummed above, but for Melissa Burke, the real intensity was not in the cameras or the lights. It was in the life she had chosen.